Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. I'm your dungeon master, Jaken. Here's my merry band of misfits. Anyone watching the stream? One of my overlay elements on my stream says loading sound alerts from browser right on top of. Might be hard to see, but right on top of the chat box, which I forgot to clear. Is that visible? Or is that the only thing I can see? I couldn't test it before now because
it's slightly visible.
it is visible.
Yeah.
Well, that's really stupid. Let me move it so it's a little less visible, I guess. That is very stupid. Let me see if I can fix that. Well, I mean, if it doesn't work, if anyone's got some bits and wants to test out the buttons, I'm supposed to pizzazz. And if it doesn't work, I'll just remove it. All right, and on with the stream. We're back with some Endfrost and a very loud daughter in the background. Last week was a big one. It was a doozy. You guys got to the top of the tower, the moon tower, only to learn that the moon tower is actually the hammer you were there. And the hammer was actually made by a god named Weishi, which none of you have ever heard of. And inside the hammer was trapped a Fey King, the Moon King, who had been driven mad by centuries of isolation. And Hakan was given the choice of taking the hammer and keeping him contained, or taking the hammer and freeing him. And I believe the ultimate consensus was in the hopes that he would become an ally, he was freed.
Essentially, yeah.
That's fine.
And as soon as he got out, he created Eternal Night, but it wasn't eternal. Prolonged Night. He created Prolonged Night so that the moons were out, or moon, because the second moon only shows up once every month. And Hakan had the hammer, and you guys traveled back to find that the city of Suderhofen was under siege by the Fjellfolk. And Hakan discovered that his maul, Weishi's Assurance, could literally absorb and redistribute the mountain's fury from the mocked leaders of the Fjellfolk. And in order to assert control over the great mocked, Hakan dueled their leader and took a huge... Basically, every single mocked leader in visual range, he sucked in their mountain's fury and clapped him real hard. Fisto looked like he wanted to say something.
No, we're good. I'll just let that one go.
All right. Okay. And then he also realized that the power of the maul could probably bring back the sun. So he pointed it to the east and brought about the dawn. All the Fjellfolk have rallied under Hakan. He's now leader of the Great Mocked. And you guys went about preparing for the coming army of Endfrost, now with a huge host of allies from the Fjellfolk. Hjali, one of the Thanes of Suderhofen, has traveled south to the Isle of Yagshir in order to request aid of his father, Bjarga Bearborn, who has become king of Yagshir. Anyone who's seen Fire and Blade might recognize the name.
Nope, don't know it.
No idea whatsoever.
Are you saying you don't know Fire and Blade, or
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
F? All right.
I know it because I'm smart.
She's lying. She doesn't know what it is. All right. Yeah, and then you guys retired for the evening, and they are now 8th level upon waking up. And let's make sure my overlays are working for that. So let's go boopty. Okay, shloopty, swoopty, and shapoopy. 8.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Those are our words.
What?
You're not allowed to say that.
I think Vegas just says things with his mouth and doesn't think them through. Don't.
That tracks.
How long have we known each other? This is just now, like...
No, it's not just now. I was explaining
okay.
it to Jake and because he asked. It was like, why are you even questioning this?
Why is Vegas Vegas? That was the real question. We'll never get an answer.
Because if I was Sko, I would suck.
Casual dunking on his brother, who probably isn't even watching, because doesn't he work?
Yeah, he's at work.
Yeah, he has a job.
Okay.
What? That was hurtful.
Is that a dig at me? I'll fight you. No, So, it is the 26th day of the 3rd month of autumn, and every month in this world has 26 days. The 26th day of every month, which is why they revolve their months around 26 days, because every 26th day, it is the only night where the second moon is visible. It kind of peeks out from behind the first moon. So it is the only night of the month where both moons are visible. The second moon being like just kind of peeking maybe a quarter of its mass from beyond the first moon.
Okay, that answers the question I was literally about to ask. Cool.
And normally, I wouldn't bring that up, but it is this particular night, and it is this morning, the first day of winter, or the official first day of winter, that news quickly arrives to the castle that there something happened in the Fjellfolk camp during the night.
The one time I'm not there, damn it.
So it's now morning,
It
right?
is now morning, the first day of winter.
What is the current condition, like weather conditions?
It is snowing.
Like is snowing? So overcast. Is it like a heavy snow? Is it a very aggressive snow?
No, it's just kind of like a light.
It's like sprinkling. So it's.
I don't know how snow works. We don't have it where I come from.
All right. So, but as a result, I would assume that visibility lowered.
No, it's just like a gentle kind of drift.
Okay. But so nothing's really obscured.
I mean, there's a morning fog, so maybe you can't see larger than a half mile.
Okay, so with the fog, like colors are kind of washed out.
Yeah.
So it'd be safe to say that on the first day of it, it is a hazy shade of winter.
And everyone tries to find Agnar, but apparently he had a heart attack and died in his bed.
Oh, all right, bye guys.
I didn't get that reference. I feel ashamed.
What? Wait. It's a hazy shade of winter.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't get most of his references, but I've learned to just pretend like I do, so that I don't get made fun of.
What band?
A couple of different bands. I want to say that the most popular version of it was a cover by was it the Bangles?
You're the one who would know.
I want to say it's the Bangles. I'm gonna look it up. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Put a pin in it. We'll be back to it.
Yeah.
Back to D&D, which we're streaming live.
Well, I mean,
if we have to.
If we must, we must.
Okay. Simon and Garfunkel first, but I want to say it was the Bangles.
Okay.
Confirmed, Bangles.
I would know the Simon and Garfunkel version, if anything.
Yeah. Confirmed, it was the Bangles.
All right, so new guy, was there a button when you donated the bits?
Well, depends on what you mean by a button. I had to press buttons to donate the bit.
Okay, because like when I set it up, it said it was a button.
Yeah, there's on your actual Twitch
Thank you for the
screen.
bits, though.
On your actual Twitch screen, there is a button for sound alerts where you can put a certain number of bits towards playing a specific sound.
Yes, I did that. How do I play the sound?
I did not do that because I am a cheapskate and only gave you the 20 bits that I had at the moment.
Okay, but how do I play the sound? Is it not automatic?
Well, you got to click the thing.
What thing? Oh, that doesn't show up on the camera.
Yeah, no. It won't on mobile.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to actually click the thing, and it applies our bits to that so that it plays the sound. Okay. And by we, I mean anyone who happens to be tuned in and wants to click the button.
Bits. Yeah.
And wants to.
Well, new guy, thanks for trying. I don't know if did you? I don't know if you pressed the button. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I want to play.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, thank you for testing.
Is there a threshold that you have to reach before it plays?
I think it's like 100 bits is the minimum I made.
Yeah. Yes. Just donating bits doesn't automatically play the sound. You have to click the button, click the sound,
and then assuming this is working.
Assuming you have the bits, yeah.
Well, no, assuming my thing is working, then it'll play the sound.
There's that too.
Yeah. We'll find out.
Further scientific testing to be conducted later.
So stuff is happening at the camp.
Yes, I would like to get to the bottom of this. How is it announced?
How is it what?
How is it announced? Are you following your own game?
No, I literally didn't understand what you said. I'm sorry.
So how is it announced? Is it Vega coming back to castle?
No. It literally kind of like the flow of information filters from like, you know, crier to crier to crier until it eventually reaches the castle, and it's just one of the Huskarls is like. There was an incident last night in the Fjellfolk camp. Apparently, some people were killed.
Define people.
Yeah, because people would mean the bear folk.
And who did the killing?
No one knows?
Okay, well, Jaken...
So would it not be more accurate to say people died?
I just report what I heard.
Okay.
Jaken, 2 questions. So, we had a long...
Yeah. Long rest.
So, I had 2 levels of exhaustion, and I'm back to 1.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. And, well, actually, that solved my other question. So, Akon will probably just, like, straight up go to the Fjellfolk.
Yeah, alright. That works for me.
Does he grab anyone else, or does he just go? That's the question.
Well, if he meets anyone on the way out, he'll say, like, I'm going to Fjellfolk camp, and just, like, continue on. So it's up to whoever he tells that to follow.
I mean, I didn't have anything big planned for the day, so.
And given the way those criers work in this castle, if you were not in the trajectory of Akon, you probably heard a crier like, the leader of the Mact is headed toward the camp, and like just echoing through the castle as criers are sharing the information.
It's just a citywide game of telephone.
Yes.
All right. Is the party headed in that direction? Suffice to say.
Yes.
All right. You guys arrive at the Fjellfolk camp. You ask around, and you're eventually directed towards the scene of the commotion, and it's on the outskirts, against the light forest. And when you arrive, you see one tent has several gashes in it, as if something wild attacked it, a wild animal, a large wild animal. And among the investigators is Kiel, Khan's brother.
Well, of course, my first question would be, Kiel, what happened here?
he motions you over, and you find a pair of Fjöfolk. They have been pulled out of the tent, and they are both dead, deceased. They bear the very obvious markings of some kind of large creature mauling them.
Does anyone have survival to try and...
I do, but that's going to be after the explanation.
Nature or medicine would be more apt.
Okay.
They're covered in deep claw marks, and there are punctuations for teeth marks. That much is obvious and readily apparent to anyone, even with the layman's understanding. And as you guys are looking it over and looking for your skills, Kale continues and says, "This happened in the night. The neighboring tents heard screams, but by the time they arrived, these two warriors were already slain, and whatever attacked them had fled into the woods."
Just repeat that.
Whatever had attacked them fled into the woods.
So nobody saw exactly what happened, but it was quick, given that nobody could react. Speaking of which, I checked the bodies to see if they actually tried to reach for their weapons or if they were just like sleeping and dead.
Well, unfortunately, the Fjöfolk have no sense of, forensics, so these are not where the bodies were slain. They were pulled out of the tent. You can go into the tent and make an investigation check to try to get the lay of the crime, as it were.
Not very good at an investigation. But since I had the question, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. I think I would go in to look around, but I'm not good at investigation either.
If anyone's skilled at it, if two of you are skilled at it, you can do the help. Otherwise, everyone who wants to can just make a unskilled investigation check around the tent.
Yeah, I can perceive, but not necessarily though.
Well, I got 10.
I was specifically, you mentioned that it was snowing lightly.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to see if it was light enough that it wouldn't have completely covered any tracks leading away.
All right, that's going to be probably a survival check. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is going to come next.
I got a 12 on survival, looking for that.
Well, if you're willing to wait a little, Hakon will help you with it, so you would have advantage on.
Okay. Well, sure.
I'm proficient to it.
Well, right now your two characters are looking around.
Yeah.
And Hakon, unfortunately, you don't glean any revelations. However, Akulu does see that it appears one of these warriors may have gone for his weapon. One of the warriors had a battle axe that is not where it would normally be. It is embedded in a leather sack. You doubt that's where they would store their weapon. Fjöfolk are warriors to the T, and they don't misuse their weapons. And this seems haphazardly and chaotically placed.
It's embedded in a leather sack, or blade end,
yeah.
Okay.
And inside the sack is just some personal effects, mostly clothing and furs. So it's pierced a couple layers of linen and furs, and it just kind of is hung there. And both of you see that the back of the tent was ripped open by claws, starting from about 7 feet off the ground and coming down. That seems to be the entry and exit point of the creature. Agnar, there are some traces of something passing through here. There's a small trickle of blood that kept the snow warm enough that you can still see it, although it is now cooling, and so the snow is starting to pile onto it. Unfortunately, you don't find any tracks that you could follow, and the blood trail doesn't go a significant distance, maybe 15 feet towards the woodline, and then stops.
Okay. Well, I think we're crap out of luck out here, guys. Find anything interesting inside?
It looks like there was an attempt to fight something. I don't know. They got their weapons out, so they weren't asleep when it happened. They might have been caught by surprise.
Well, actually, they were probably in bed. You don't know. You can't really know if they were asleep because one of the bedrolls is caked in blood, as if that was where the first attack occurred on a sleeping or lying down Fjellfolk. But the second one obviously didn't die in his bed, and you can ascertain that's where the axe came from. So one of the warriors was managed to awake and get his weapon before he was killed.
So he was probably the second one attacked.
Yeah. Or the other one's a really heavy sleeper.
Yeah.
And Akon's gonna turn and say, "You had found some light tracks."
I don't know if I'd go so far as to say tracks. The snow seems to have covered up most of their trail. There is a little bit of a trail of blood, but I mean it's only two maybe 3 men before it cuts out heading towards the tree line.
Well, not that I doubt your ability to follow tracks, but I'm used to tracking stuff in snow, so I hope you're not insulted if I give it a shot.
No, by all means, you're the expert here.
I didn't do much better than you, so you did actually good.
You don't discern any additional information.
Nope. You actually were right.
Actually.
Again, not meant as an insulted.
Oh, no.
I bragged and then failed, so now I look bad.
It's not necessarily that you failed, it's just that I happened to also succeed at what was available.
Fair. I'm just gonna stop talking, because otherwise, like, just send me a shovel, I'll keep digging my hole. Like, just...
guys, I don't know. Ever since we got this hammer and came back, Hakan's got a little bit of a
attitude,
a little bit of an ego.
Yes.
He's like king shit of the Fjellfolk.
Hakan always had an ego. He just was competing against other egos.
Yeah.
And now he has a god hammer.
Now he's got a god hammer, and all the other egos have left.
Yep.
Yeah, no,
I'm definitely not one of them.
Yeah, no. I mean, out of what I've had described to me as your original adventuring group, you clearly are the most humble. Cool.
Is that history is written by the victor?
Yeah.
Damn it.
In this case, it's history's written by the survivor.
Man.
Same.
Rayleth really wants to add to that, but he's not there anymore.
He can't. Jackass.
Now you just have a normal ring of mind shielding that isn't housing the soul of your friend.
Yeah. Well, friend is a strong word, but
Wow. Wow. The very next session just stabbed right in the back.
Well,
this is her coping mechanism.
Yeah. Just like whenever Fenrir left, she was like, well, I guess I hate Fenrir now.
Okay, that's fair. That did kind of happen, yeah. So, I mean, I'm not overly familiar with the wildlife in the direct environs. It's been a couple of decades since I've been here with any sort of regularity. But like taller than me, as tall as Hakan, creature with teeth and claws that is ripping into tents and just straight murdering dudes in their sleep. That sounds like something worth looking into.
If anyone would like to make a nature check, the conversation calls for it.
Yeah.
Is anyone skilled in nature?
I am not.
Okay, good.
I've got a 0 int modifier. I'm not. I didn't take nature.
So my previous statement, in character statement, is absolutely the result of that roll of a 5 on nature.
Well, with an 11, he doesn't get much more, but he does, just from a cursory knowledge of how animals work, which the rest of you seem to lack. Or you're just not bringing it to mind. I'll say your characters. As soon as he says it, you're probably like, oh yeah, duh. Hakan will remark that this is an odd behavior for an animal. Animals don't normally commit murder.
And
Yeah.
then run without at least feeding.
Exactly.
Well, how far into the camp is this tent? Like, is it
It's
on the
the
very
first
edge?
tent from the tree line.
Okay, so there's that at least.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever it was, had the wherewithal to understand how to gain felonious entry into another's domicile in order to commit. I mean, well, unless they took something, it's not technically robbery if they didn't take anything, but it is absolutely burglary.
It's a tent, and I do not believe they stole anything. And a tent, you don't really need to gain entry. You can just crush it. And as a demonstration, Akon's just gonna use his maul to destroy more of the tent, just
whoa,
easy,
whoa.
just
crime scene, buddy. Crime scene.
Is that his new title? Crime Scene Buddy?
Yeah.
Hakan, leader of the Great Mocked. Crime Scene Buddy.
Thanks, I hate it.
Wait. Leader of the Great Mocked. Crime Scene Buddy.
No, you can only have a title and a legacy title. You can't have more than that.
Well, no. We got to throw in something to reflect the make me moments. There has to be something there for the make me's.
Defiant of order.
Oppositional. Bullheaded.
Dick.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You could say typical chaotic neutral.
There is that. Is Hakan chaotic neutral?
I don't know.
He doesn't come across as chaotic neutral.
Just any chance I get to make fun of chaotic neutral.
That's right.
I'm actually lawful neutral, which is why he's been following the rules of the Barafon.
That makes way more sense.
That makes way more sense.
Yeah, that tracks.
That tracks.
Anyway, so yeah, we can all kind of agree this is, if it is some sort of beast, it is definitely an intelligent beast, and having it right here is probably a bad thing. So great mocked leader guy dude, why don't you send some of your folks out there to just fuck it up?
I mean, we could send some scouts out, maybe. That would be a good idea. Y'all believe in scouts, right?
Honestly, at this point, I would trust the leader of their own mact, so whoever lost these souls should deal with it as they see fit. Which I recommend they send scouts out, but...
It's their thing.
Yes. If they want to just shrug it off, they do what they want.
But aren't you the leader of the Great Mact, so aren't they your problem?
A single pair of killing could be random. It's a little bit beneath the whole great.
So as beneath you as it might be, I'm gonna exercise a little bit of diplomatic privilege here, and we're gonna practice. We're gonna get used to this new thing that's happening where the Fjell folk and the Bear folk are working together. And given that this is happening on my city's taint, it's just knocking right at our butthole here, and that kind of concerns me a bit. So I'm gonna say, as your newly minted ally, my recommendation would be that, as beneath you as it may be, let's get it taken care of post haste. Yeah, just a recommendation. I know I'm probably also beneath you.
No, you're not beneath
literally.
me.
Oh no, like
You're
literally, like
smaller
you're a
than
good
me.
head and shoulders above me, and I'm a big dude. Like, let's.
Very well. If the Barrow folk needs to have this threat dealt with, although I do not see how much it poses a threat to a we could send scouts together. Some Barrow folk scouts, some Fjell folk scouts.
That is a wonderful idea, and I'm surprised I didn't think of it myself. I totally thought of that myself. I was trying to get him there into you see where you're going.
As you guys are talking about this,
You need to learn Draconic.
as you guys are talking about this, a figure is approaching you guys from the wood line.
What do they look like?
Well, when you turn, you recognize them immediately. It's Giga.
Oh.
She sees you and she kind of gives you one of these.
Yeah. I gesture her over.
She approaches. And she kind of gives you a irreverent nod. And, not irreverent, a reverent nod. And she says, I try to follow the tracks. There's not much.
Both Agnar and Akon just nodding because we totally knew there were more tracks than what we just found, which was not.
I didn't want to show you up in front of your people. I know new powers. It's a tenuous hold. I want help there.
How far were you able to track them, and in which direction did they go?
I followed it basically straight as the crows flies for about a quarter mile.
Holy shit, do we suck at survival? Continue.
I to be honest, I'm not sure if I was following the same tracks. With the fresh snow and the creature's deftness, I suppose, there wasn't much to go off of. I just kept walking until I was confident that I'd lost the trail.
That is fair. We with at the suggestion of my dear friend Agnar here, we were about to send a group of scouts from each nation, the Fjell folk and the Barrow folk, out into the woods and see if we get any more success that way.
She just shrugs and starts walking away. Like, alright, you do you.
Yep. That's what I expect from Giga, not like, hey, good job, or you
but
suck.
Now we know where to send the scouts, like what direction to send them in
general.
exactly. Yeah.
Alright, so you guys put together a posse, which heads out in that direction.
It's not us.
No.
For once,
we suck at scouting. No, we're real bad at it. We're not going to say, let's go.
You guys are delegating. It's really important to delegate.
Yes. After the scouting party goes out, I'm gonna turn to Kiel, which I'm assuming he's still around, and I'm gonna say, whoever's macked these people were part, I suggest that they review their perimeter security.
He nods and he says, we've already discussed. We thought we would be relatively safe. We have a handful of patrolmen, mostly watching the road. But we're going to double our night patrol. And these men belong to the Cleft.
Thank you. I was trying to find something to say, but there's nothing, so thank you. So I turn to Agnar. So I guess now it's time to discuss the future plans at this point until we get reports back from the scout.
Yeah, I mean we didn't get too much into that last night. Let's probably head back to Modi's Bond, get a war council going, and see exactly what we can get hammered down, figured stuff.
War Council 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Warhammer.
Yeah, that one. That's my favorite War Council.
All right. You guys call upon the lords and mock leaders, basically for breakfast, because you guys haven't had any yet, at Modi's Bond in the hall. There's not a whole lot that's changed since yesterday. Hyali has already set off in his longship, headed to Yagshir. The leaders of the individual mocks are discussing the viability and, frankly, unfavorable position of being camped outside the city walls. The city itself is overflowing with people, and they are discussing breaking into the individual mocks and moving into the woods and establishing camps in a perimeter. That way they can forage for themselves, fend for themselves, and if the enemy armies arrive, they can retreat back without having too much of the Great Mock exposed.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a darn good idea.
Your niece Ilva. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask if they were going to settle into the forest around. Would it still only be the forest on the northern side? Are they going to be crossing that river? If
probably
so, would
spread out in a half circle. So across.
So
the
across.
Yeah,
the river
they would cover the whole area.
Doesn't that mean they would kind of have to ford that river? I don't see any bridges marked.
There's probably one further up.
Yeah, I reckon there's at least one or two footbridges, not on the map, further north. There's also the bridges in the city if they just needed to move through them.
I just wonder about if they were going to retreat closer all into one great camp, if it might not be good to create an effort to construct a larger bridge closer to the city. As long as we're getting the council together, dedicate kind of a construction project.
At that suggestion, everyone's gonna turn to Agnar.
If the field folk are in the woods, they can gather lumber. Contribute to the...
They won't... you're muted, by the way, Vegas.
My biggest concern with the suggestion, well, I mean, it's yeah, it would make sense to ease travel, but that's part of defensibility. Are we just making it easier for our enemies to approach from either side of the river?
Well, Falky says once the last of the Mocked are across it, we can wreck it.
I mean, we could take it. I was thinking up here-ish, or up here. I mean, by the time they're that close.
And we could keep it thin, so that maybe it's 1, 2, or 3 men across max. That way, even if an army tries to use it in a rush, it would limit the amount of people that can cross.
My concerns, like I say, are purely from a tactical point of view. For the purpose of getting them across and getting your folks into better position, by all means, a temporary bridge absolutely is something that needs to be done. On a more permanent basis, it may make it easier for us to conduct business with our neighbors. But
I think a temporary bridge is the only really good option, because if we wanted to allow an inflow of business, it would need to be a very tall bridge.
Exactly, because we're going to be blocking off ship traffic up and down the river, and I know we've got that. By all means, temporary bridge. There are no objections whatsoever. Let's do it. Let's throw down a couple of them just to make it quicker.
I would just like for forces to make it to where we need them quickly.
Yeah. All for it.
Alva will say that she was making a small village for the refugees, unfortunately, and she kind of casts an embittered glance at the Fjellfolk gathered at the table. She says, "Unfortunately, the Fjellfolk smashed it to pieces when they came marching through, but I'd like to rebuild it."
I would recommend having the Field folk maybe donate some time and materials towards those efforts as reparations, Harkon.
They will be disgruntled, but they will do it.
You
And
know,
that's-
as long as we're chopping down lumber for bridges, like getting a few more trees and stripping them and prepping them for the village might be good.
Yeah, it would be very much a great sign of cooperation and friendship, and it would be appreciated.
All this talk is interrupted sharply by a hatchet being buried into the large table you're all seated at. Everyone turns their attention to its wielder, Yofer.
I was expecting a Fjell folk. Okay, Yofer.
And he says, "I want to know why we're still listening to the witch."
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I have a bad idea?
Okay.
You've had many.
Wait, hold. I could be missing some context here, so just humor me for a moment, because I mean it's a valid question if the context lines up. We're talking about Akulu, who was like that with my nephew.
Yeah, look what it got him.
I mean, he did leave, and I haven't, so.
And
it was
and
the council of the witch and the spy, which had us march hundreds of capable warriors.
I'm going to have you shut your damn mouth for a moment and let me finish. Remember, Regent, acting Regent here, I'd appreciate being able to finish what I was saying. We good? Yeah, I'm going to take your silence as the fact that your actual damn mouth said. Okay, so moving on. We're talking about Akulu here, who was instrumental in bringing back my brother's sword, who was instrumental in opening lines of communication with the Fjellfolk in the first place, who was also instrumental in taking out the Bear King and then getting us this Hammer of the Gods so that Hakan could kind of lay his smackdown on the Fjellfolk who were decimating the city. So, I mean, yeah, good question. Why are we still listening to this person? Done nothing for us and has led us to nothing but trouble and heartache and pain. That is, Yulfer, you know what? Good on you. In case you can't tell, I know my tone doesn't really vary very much.
You're being
that's what we call sarcasm. Pick up your dinky little axe out of my table. I mean, sit your ass down and listen to what my friend, the witch, has to say. Good? Or I mean, we could take it out to the square, and I could just kick your ass in front of everyone, or I'll just let her kick your ass in front. That might even be better. Yeah. No, nothing to say. Good. Shut the fuck up, Akulu. Continue, please.
I mean, if you really wanted to duel it out,
Yofer just kind of like wrenches the axe out of the wood, and he says, "Actually, if I could speak."
Actually, that was good. That was good, Yofer. That was good. All right, you.
No, I was. It's okay. I was done talking about reconstructing the village for the refugees. Please go ahead.
Yep. Yeah. No. Go ahead. That was a good pun. I appreciate it. Continue. That's you, Yulfer.
Yeah.
I know you didn't have your hand up. We're kind of doing that now, but go ahead.
I'm simply saying that while I'm sure her magic is very handy in a fight, right, Cabian? Cabian kind of looks down, and he says, she has been instrumental in several possibly deliberate missteps by your predecessor and nephew. In fact, every great failure has had her present.
Yeah, I'm the only one who stuck around. Hey.
And while it's great that she lended her spellcraft to aiding Hakan and Agnar, and I don't remember the small one's name.
Bernhardt. It's Bernhardt.
But I believe it was Hakan who bested the cleft. He kind of nods over to the cleft, who just kind of like does one of those, and he says, and apparently brought the dawn. I don't remember her magic being that potent. And I understand that fighting alongside someone creates a sort of bond, but I do believe we should consider that this woman is a recorded and known liar, and that perhaps she doesn't have a place at this council.
Very well said. Your concerns are noted, and currently wiping my ass with them.
I do have a question. How come when other people are good at killing people, it means they're allowed at the council? But if I'm good in a fight, it means I'm not allowed at the council. All Hakon and the Cleft are known for doing is maiming people. And I want to roll intimidation for this.
Okay.
I do.
Given everything that Agnar just threw in her favor, does that count as aiding another?
Sure. You have advantage.
I don't think
if you're proficient in intimidation, Agnar.
I don't think I'm proficient, but
I might be. I am not.
All right, then.
No, I'm normally a nice guy.
Normal intimidation, but I am going to tell him, I could just wither your flesh right now and handle the whole situation. That way you never have to lift the axe again.
He raises an eyebrow, and his face kind of softens a bit, and he says, all right, witch, we'll make the square.
Make this square?
It's a duel.
He's challenging you specifically to a duel.
Well, I mean, based on what she just said, I believe it was her that's just made the challenge. I could be misunderstanding this.
But he agreed to a duel.
Well, yes. Just before this takes place, I just want to make sure I'm the small one. I may not understand everything. So you say that she was there for all the failures, but Agnar mentions that she was also there for all the successes. So that's let's say we say that she is there for 50-50. So she has a 50% success and failure rate. That was French. I don't know why that went there. So that's okay. So that's 50-50 for her. So you I'm sorry, Yofa, is that your name?
He nods.
Okay, so what have you been a part of to make this situation better for the folks here? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm new. I am very small, so I don't know.
What have you done for me lately?
He says, "Oh, we can sit here and debate our own merits here. Never mind the fact that I govern an entire ward of this city, and that I command 40 Huskarls. But I believe we're still Barrow-folk, and I believe this witch wishes to fight." And he starts to stand up. And as he stands up, Clacker kind of like matches his assent and says, "Wait."
Yes, you with your hand not raised yet, but I know you want to say something.
What? Everyone else gets to duel all the time. I'm always watching other people duel.
I think we can all agree that Yofer's 40 very loyal Huskars are valuable, and equally so, the so-called witch. I've seen her magic firsthand, and I believe she is a great asset. And we are about to face an army that has already taken an entire domain of the Barafolk off the board. Maybe we shouldn't kill each other? Am I alone in this? And the Fjellfolk all nod.
Like, if we all want to settle, like, we're not going to do well fighting an army if the whole time I'm trying to get my business done, a man and 40 of his Huskarls don't think I'm capable. But if I can defeat him, then everyone goes, oh yeah, she's square because we're Barafolk and they're crazy and they think that qualifies. Then let's go ahead.
Well, to be fair, it's not that they do not think that you are capable, they think that you are just not to be trusted.
They're questioning your loyalties.
I mean...
Yofer says, I think we know where her loyalties lie. Her magic already fixed the fate of Suderhoffen. The very reason why your family is still in command here is because she cheated.
You think I cheated?
Cut out on a lot of that.
Did I?
Yeah, we know where your loyalty lies.
Oh, okay.
Your family's still in charge.
Okay, yeah, he basically said the only reason why your family is still in charge of Suderhoffen is because this witch cheated.
What are you talking about?
Akulu, what did you do to cheat to get them all to agree to put me in as acting regent?
I don't think I have anything for that.
Well, because I mean, if there's something there that we gotta make level, square it up. I mean, I get that, and I wasn't aware, and I apologize if that has hurt your butt at all. But I thought that was pretty much just like a kind of unanimous decision thing that happened. Am I wrong?
Yes, it was decided. But
I think they're confused because the former cleric. Do you remember Ingvar?
I am a Thane of Suderhoffen, and I will not be spoken over by a witch. And he says, when Kabian challenged Fenrir to a duel, she used her magic to blind him.
Out of character question, how did he gather that information again? Because I did totally ruin all the components.
So you see, he is making an assertion without having a 100% evidence, but Kabian figured out that you could do that with his magic, and then Kabian told Yofer, and Yofer is now making the accusation that you used the magic.
He's jumping to the conclusion because
correct conclusion, but he doesn't have 100%.
He doesn't have proof.
Yeah,
no. So I heard
it was the gods.
I wasn't speaking over him. I was just clarifying. You remember Ingvar? He blessed Fenrir before he went into battle, and then the gods enacted in Fenrir's favor. They're confused about that. Ingvar is the one who cast not cast, I don't know. He said some sort of prayer.
Yeah, I totally heard it was the gods that intervened. It's the way I understood it.
Why would the gods...
Fenrir is able to pull a chain out of the wall. That was very big. So it sounds very
that chain as big around as like Hakan. Like from what I hear.
Yeah.
Fenrir was a bad dude. Like but bad but like good. You know what I mean? Like he was awesome. Tubular. Radical.
He did take my maul like a
Bossa Nova. Chevy Nova? Yeah, no, so look. You got some things you need to work out. I get that. Like there's someone very clearly has hurt you. And I mean, normally I'm the kind of guy that's like, hey, let's talk this out, brother. Like, let's talk it out.
Agnar, I think this is just some really deeply seated xenophobia.
Which I mean, that's understandable. Yulfer, I mean, you're a great guy. You're courageous and you're strong, and no one is ever going to argue that. You are are credit to all of us. But every now and then, even the best of us, we gotta cry it out.
Cry it out.
And at that point, I will stand up and come over at him, arm out, like, come on, man, bring it in. This is okay. We're good.
I don't know what your time in isolation in the valley has done to you, but that's not how we do things. She challenged me. I've accepted. Let's make the square. Unless you're overruling a challenge.
Buddy, I'm not going to overrule a challenge. I'm trying to give you the opportunity to be like, this isn't actually what I want, because it isn't. It really isn't what you want. You might think but it's not what.
He's trying to save your life.
If you want to step in there with a certified death witch.
Certified. She's got the certificate right here.
I'm actually a doctor here.
Oh, sorry. Doctor certified death witch. Esquire. And I mean that's yes. Over. See then, and Yulper. See this is see Bernie over here. This is what we're doing now. Bernie with the hand. Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Why is it that it has to be to the desk? Could we not just do it to someone gets knocked out? Just not.
And that's always an option too.
All of our other ones have been until knocked out. I would like to keep Yulfer alive so that he could continue to conduct his business.
Jake and I emoted something in Roll20.
Yeah, he did. He's getting really tired of listening to Barafolk bicker.
He's like, this is a waste of time. Okay, if Hakan actually says that,
I do that.
All right, all the field fuckers gonna stand up because their leader just told them they're done, and they're just gonna start walking away because they don't order to you. They don't listen to y'all.
What? See, now look what we've done. We've
wasted valuable
our new friends. Our new friends now think less of us because of this bickering. I mean, square up, guys. This is clearly Yulfer. You ain't standing down on this. You didn't. We're gonna have to have a chat about this later, you and I.
Yeah, you can get him on the couch.
Yeah. No.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't a square to the death?
No, we were while you were talking to your buddies and telling them to leave.
You ended up going with a yield.
Bernhard actually clarified that it doesn't necessarily have to be to the death as far as he understood it. Yeah, no, that it doesn't have to be to the death. I don't know if Yulfer is going to stand for that because right now he's got a lot of anger happening, and
yeah, I think we're fighting now. All right. So you guys head out into the yard, and
the usual fight place.
What? I don't know if Modusbond Castle has like a designated fighting area, but there's plenty of open areas that a fight can take place.
Oh yeah, I guess we're at Modusbond's Castle as opposed to like the Iron Hall has like.
Yeah, you're not before the thing.
We're not gonna walk out that way.
Yeah. So all the Huskarls around the area see what's happening, and they all start to gather, and a very apt square is formed of people. And your boy Yofer draws his twin Seax daggers, and he's going to just start talking to one of his Huskarls. Clacker.
I would like to.
Oh, go ahead.
I would like to prepare to cast a spell.
Okay.
I would like to not prepare to cast a spell, just actually cast the spell.
Okay, what would you cast?
Shield of Faith on Akulu.
That is a very. Doesn't it have a very obvious like?
I feel like that would have a glow.
Yeah, 100%, absolutely. And if anyone questions it, be like, wait, I thought like we were all cool with like the gods intervening. Is anyone questioning my connection with our gods like at all?
I mean, he is
and the
wearing
fact that
armor.
I represent them. Yeah, that's.
I don't wear armor. It's just making things square.
Hakon turns to you, like doesn't speak so loud so everybody hears that, but turns to Ragnar and says, "Well, I do question it a little, but I see it in."
I mean, no, that's yeah. No, I get that. I'm making a point here. Like, if you could keep that like chill for just a second.
I guess I won't use blindness deafness in a duel for the first time ever. Actually, it's not the first time. I gave. Did I blind the cleft? I didn't think I had to.
No, you didn't have to.
Yeah, I was ready to, but then I was like, "Nah, he's got it."
But yeah, and I will like pointedly be staring at Yulfer while asking that. And Kabian. Kabian's getting a little bit of dagger eyes as well.
Kabian kept his mouth shut the whole time. Thank you. I was about to ask you to do that.
Yeah, technically, we didn't hear in character that Kabian's the reason Yulfer has this assumption about me.
Well, but no, he did. However, when he was pointing out that it wouldn't be the first time you blah blah blahed in a blah.
He didn't take
Isn't that right, Kabian?
Yeah, he didn't take a direction in
Kabian
either
looked
way.
sheepish.
Okay.
Yeah, Kabian looked sheepish, so that's enough for me.
Bernhardt, you're rolling in at 19, and you have a held action. So, who's going to call the fight? I guess it would be Agnar, right?
Yeah,
I would think so.
Point.
So the two of them square off about 10 feet away from each other. Agnar says, "Begin," and Bernhardt, you can use your reaction to kick us off.
Sweet. His holy symbol sparkles as he touches a finger to it, and some of the sparkling light transports to his fingers before he draws a circle around Aakulu and Yofer and says, "Ocha is our greatest strength," and I'm casting Bless on both of them.
Oh.
All right.
Bless
Just in case we forget what that does.
Yeah, thank you.
D4.
I was about to search it, but it's a D4.
Okay. That's definitely going to help both of them.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's interesting. All right. Yofer is going to catch initiative and is going to immediately rush forward with his two daggers drawn and start the jabby slappy. He has a +5 to hit, and your AC is.
It's 15, but Shield of Faith adds something to it, doesn't it?
+2.
So he needs a 12 with the +5 to hit. He's going to make 3 attacks. 1, miss. 2 is going to hit. So with this first strike, you manage to push out of the way, taking 1 step back. But then he closes with his other. You cast shield, and then he closes with his other dagger, and it's about to connect with your arm. But you draw a quick rune with your other hand, and an invisible barrier kind of bounces him off, and then he comes around with his main hand again for a third strike.
Well, hold on, before we get to the third strike, he still has to roll a d4 on that side.
Okay, for the sake of expediency, a d4 he would still miss.
Oh, because it adds +5. Never mind.
Yeah.
It couldn't.
However, he got a 21 here.
Yeah.
And she's sitting at 17. So with Bless, he's going to hit.
Wait.
Yeah, even a 1 he hits with.
Okay, so penetrating through your magical shield and through the Shield of Faith, with the blessing granted to him by the cleric, he is going to find purchase with his dagger, and he stabs you for 6 piercing damage, and you need to make a con save.
And
You get Bless?
Yeah, I'll Bless.
And you add 2 to that because I'm here.
Because you're nearby.
Okay. Well, in that case, you resist. But you realize, because you are a cave dragon sorceress, that his blades are coated in poison.
Wow.
Wow, what a dick.
I mean, I could just make myself resistant to poison for the next hour, but instead I'm going to try and end things quickly.
Okay. Bernhardt, do you want to have another action lined up?
Nope. I just wanted to, in case we would need
In
to
case,
figure out
cool.
when my.
Cool, you're up.
Cool.
Oh.
DC 15 con save.
The aura, do you decide who's affected by it? I assume it doesn't affect enemies. That'd be pretty dumb. But do you consider Yofer an enemy? It's kind of hard to.
For what?
For his aura.
For whose aura?
No. He would get a +2 to that as well. Yeah.
Okay. Then he has a total of a +4 to his con. So an 11 means he will take half damage. He does not. So he's going to take the full 28 necrotic.
Could blast.
What?
He still has blast.
Oh. I don't think he'll get it with bless. Yeah, he won't get it with bless. The highest he can get with the D4 is 12.
It's a
all right.
15.
Yep. Okay, so 28 damage. I got it.
To wither him.
He's so withered.
Yeah. So that's it for my turn.
Okay. His turn. He's going to once again start striking at you with his 2 blades. You got a swishy, which is not going anywhere. And then a swishy, which is going to miss. And then another slashy. Yeah. So one of them kind of strikes the divine aura granted by Shield of Faith. The other ones you managed to move out of the way. And duck. Oh, you're right. 11 plus is a hit. Let's roll to see how much of a hit. Okay, so he actually got a 20 on that second roll. Thank you, Hakan.
Okay, so if I pop a +5, I'm not gonna.
You'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
Just another spell slot you needed. Yeah. All right, so she throws up another shield, and he strikes the shield again, and then it's your turn. Unless Bernhardt wants to do something. Okay.
That's a head shake.
No.
All right, Bernhardt. Sorry. Akulu.
Okay, let's see. Do I want to do this, or do I want to do something else? Sorry. I'm considering doing poison spray just to give myself the resistance to poison. Yeah, let's make.
Assuming he ever hits you again.
4. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to rely on him being a failure, but
that's always a good plan.
Poison spray, 15 con, 25 poison because of the charisma bonus to damage, and then I choose to be resistant to poison for the next hour.
Okay. He needs an 11 without bless. Even with bless, he can't make it. So he's going to take the full brunt of the
That's
damage.
a cantrip, and it did nearly as much damage as my level 4 spell.
Yeah. He is now badly injured. However, I do remember that he was supposed to take half damage on the poison, even if you succeed.
Okay. What was the poison damage?
Well, it's just so you take 2 before your resistance. This was before you were resistant. I doubt it's going to change much because 2 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
All right, and then his turn. He's going in. He's looking really rather drained from your 2 spells, but there is a glint of just defiant dedication.
No, it's okay. The next thing I'm going to do just to be flashy.
Okay. And he's coming in with the blades. Not getting anywhere at all. Third attack, he's going to crit you.
Okay. I can't shield my way out of that.
No. But you got a 25, so if you shield it, that'll bring you up to a 22. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So even without bless, there's no way you could turn that crit into a normal hit.
Exactly.
So this is his piercing damage. He's going to do 9 piercing damage, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Con save 24.
Okay, so you're going to take half damage. Again.
Are you sure?
So you're going to take quarter damage because you're resistant.
Quarter damage.
Yeah. So you're going to take 2 poison damage.
Cool. Hey guys, should I Thunderwave or Blight him?
I would say finish it.
I
Yeah, me
mean,
too.
I'm
Either one
gonna
of those
finish
would
it with
finish
either.
it.
Yeah.
So to set the stage here, Yofer is desperately trying to find purchase, and then he manages to get his left hand through all the magical barriers and pierces her side, and Akulu winces and blood starts to trickle out of it, and Yofer has a he grins, not so much as a got ya, but
like finally I did something.
no, just like a like
you're in for a surprise kind of grin.
no, just
and then
he's just
No, like-
he stabs her, and it's not a grin of triumph, it's a grin of like
This was harder than I
acceptance.
thought it would be.
Yeah, just like,
all
all right.
right.
I
You
got
held up.
one in. I got one
Yeah.
in. That kind of grin, and then
I'm casting Thunderwave at level 4.
Hold on.
What?
it is Bernhardt's turn if he wants to do something.
Oh yeah.
I does.
Okay.
Well, potentially. It's quite clear that Yofer is not doing so hot. Like
Yeah,
he's withered. He's kind of poisoned. Okay. Bernhardt grabs his Ouroboros and kind of lifts it up and to show people and says, "That is enough." And as he says that, I need both Aakulu and Yofer to make wisdom saving throws.
Okay.
That's
They
from
both.
using my channel
This
divinity.
is bullshit.
Unfortunately, they're both still with the +2 from the aura. So he has a total of +4 wisdom save. I don't know what the
and
DC
do they
is,
still have bless?
but
Yeah,
I
we do.
believe he nailed it because he got a 27.
Yeah, I only got like 14 or 15.
15.
Yeah.
15 with.
They're both saved. So
Ooh, okay. Well, Akulu, it's obvious that Bernhardt. What did you try to cast, just so we know?
I was using my channel divinity, Order's Demand.
Oh,
I would
which
just say that's enough.
yeah.
Yeah, which had it succeeded, you guys would have been charmed by me till the start of the next turn, and I could also make you guys drop what you were, such as weapons, arcane
Okay.
focuses, such as that. But as
This
I
is-
just said, that is enough. Nothing happens, and I just go, and I just look real bug.
Well, there was an obvious magical amplification to his words, and you guys, both you and Yofer, felt the magic kind of wash over you, but to no effect. So it is your turn.
Okay. Before
Can I-
Akulu casts. Oh, what?
Can I step in between them?
Yeah, you have enough movement. It's still your turn until you say you pass.
I step in between them and do like the, even though it's like fucking knee level.
Trying to stop your parents from fighting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then that's as far as you can go.
Yeah.
Akulu, you are
Mhm.
up.
It's not my fault they left.
Oh my! Oh, that's gonna hit Bernhardt.
I know, that's why I said sorry first. He's got it, it's fine, but I did say sorry. But also,
You
it's
also,
not my fault.
Bernhardt, you
And Raylat left.
Okay, all right. So as she says that, she throws one hand forward and a loud boom, and then we'll see what happens. Is it half damage? Yeah, it's half damage. Okay, well, Bernhardt, you pass because you're within the aura. And it does not matter what Yofer rolls. So I'm just gonna. So Bernhardt kind of like gets buffeted by this like thunderous boom, and Yofer goes cartwheeling back into the line of onlookers, limp.
I'm gonna leave.
You're muted.
Just like a cool
Muted.
person, you're gonna walk away from the explosion.
I'm gonna head over to Yolfer, just like watch Akulu walk away with like a smile and a nod, and then stroll on over to Yolfer, and I'll give him a hit point.
Even before that happens, as you start striding over, there's a place for everything. Sorry, the price for maintaining order is a costly one, so I say gladly pay. And once again, he just digs into, now bleeding out of his ears, he digs into his own blood.
All right.
Oh my god. I'm going to cast Light Transference, assuming he is within 60 feet of.
Yeah.
I think it's actually 30, but I still think he's. Yeah, it is 30 feet.
He's
so
within 30.
He is still within 30.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
So he gains back 36.
Yeah, so that's gonna bring him what I call wounded. That's gonna get him out of that. So anyway, Agnar, as you're walking over to him, you see that his neck is facing behind him. But then, as Bernhardt's magic transfers, quite literally, from Bernhardt to him, his neck just kind of swings back into a normal position.
Oh, I think that's worse.
And his kind of like blistered skin starts to heal over, and he takes in a breath and opens his eyes.
I'm gonna roll for vomit.
All right.
I will actively.
You're gonna actively
that happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Agnar stops. He just kind of retches.
I need some water. And I'll reach down a hand to Yolfer to help him up.
He's got this incredibly dazed look, like, he just got blasted 20 feet back and died. Now he's back. So he kind of like begrudgingly, almost like he's not really aware, like he doesn't have any kind of emotion. He just kind of reaches out, like not even looking at you, just kind of like takes him a few times to grab your arm, and then you bring him up to his feet. And
I'll bring him into a hug.
Okay, as Kulu is just leaving, everyone she's approaching is just like parting of the Red Sea, just getting out of her way.
Good, that's what I want. I'm just going back to like home. Like I'm gonna go sleep for a second. I'm pissed.
Okay. And as Agnar goes in for a hug, Yolfer has collected himself and just kind of puts up a hand like that. And then he kind of like brushes himself away from Agnar and just starts stomping off in the opposite direction of Kulu.
So we're all good then, right? Like go yeah, rest up, man. Like you got this.
Rest up.
And like I'm assuming kind of everyone's just standing there, mouth on the floor at this point at every.
Yeah, literally, it's dead silence. You can hear the gentle winter wind as the snow starts covering up the boot prints of the fight, and that's it. Like everyone no one's moving except for the people that get out of the way for the two levers, and it's just like,
I'll step into the middle of the square.
Okay.
All right. So, anyone else gonna question who we're having help run things around here? Anybody got concerns with it? No? All right, we're good then. We got a bridge to build. All of you lollygaggers, I'm sure, have work to do. So let's get to it and yeah, break. And that's all he's got.
Yeah. All right. The crowd disperses.
I'll come over to Bernie at that point and be like, "You did good, boss. Like, technically, that's kind of breaking some rules on how we run things here, but I mean, we didn't fill you completely in, and quite frankly, she would have vaporized him, and like not but blood and ash would have remained. So, you know, I appreciate you, and I appreciate you stepping in when you did, because I couldn't politics and all that, but
Well, I've
you
seen this
did
is the
good.
first where I've seen, and if you're going by the rules, you were the first one to break them. So there's that. Also, I am quite aware of what she could have done to him. I've seen many a bitch do much worse than that. So I knew what was coming, and there's been so much killing so far, and it is there is a bigger threat. So you need lots of people we can get.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, technically, I did kind of break the rules first, but like, I made a show of it and was like taunting people to call me on it, and they didn't. So it was kind of implicit that it was allowed. Like, that was the whole point of that. But no, man, you always have the right thing to say. Like, thank you for checking me on that, because that was wrong, and I can't explain how much I count on you for shit like that. Like, you're thanks, boss.
Bernhardt will then reach a hand up to his hip and say, I don't know what else you are saying. I actually cannot hear you right now, so I'm just assuming there's something that's coming from this. Once I hear myself again and be able to hear, I shall continue this conversation. So goodbye. And he just turns and kind of occasionally walks away, still bleeding from the ears. Just assumes that's what you're saying, but doesn't know.
Yep.
All right, Hakan. When you get
Yes.
back to the Fjellfolk camp, which is starting to pack up because they're getting ready to, disperse.
Disperse and then do my orders. Yeah.
The joint scout force was actually headed towards the city and going to head to the castle when they intercepted by you. A Fjellfolk and a Barrowfolk both approach you and they say, Hakan, we found something.
Well,
just this. And the human pulls out a piece of cloth. And as he's handing it to you, he says, "There's a bit of some kind of insignia, but it's incomplete."
Just out of curiosity, I'm gonna roll history on that half insignia and see
You
if
have
I
advantage.
recognize anything. I have advantage.
You do.
17.
Okay. As soon as it's in your hands, you can immediately picture the completion of the insignia, because it is Kiel's mocked, which was formerly your mocked, which is why you're so familiar.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, that's why I'm familiar with it. Okay. Where have you found this?
We found it maybe a few hundred steps past the tree line in the direction that Gega told us to go. It was hung on a broken branch.
Very well. Question, Jaken. How many insignia would a person have in a mact? Would they only have one, or is it reasonable to believe that they might have more?
It varies. There's no uniform. The purpose of the
Classic
insignia.
Fellfolk.
The purpose of the insignia would only matter if more than one mocked was present, which means now, because if you aren't interacting with other mocks, there's no need to have it, because you all know you're part of the same mocked. But whenever multiple mocks are working together, or even indeed if they're fighting each other, it's typical to wear at least one insignia in a visible spot so that your friends don't, hit you with an axe.
Perfect. Is there a scout from the Fjellfolk that belongs to?
No.
No. Okay.
Per your correct assumption of Fjellfolk, these would be all from the Clefs mocked, because.
Yeah, he was dealing with it. Very well. I'm gonna tell the Barrowfolk scout to report the same information to Agnar that they found an insignia, essentially, because I don't relay back to them that it's Kiel's insignia. If they know, they can tell, but I doubt that the Barrowfolk people. And I tell the scout Clef to go back to the Mac, and I tell them that it has been decided that the camps will move, and further orders will be given to them once they regroup.
It also should be noted that unlike like medieval heraldry, there is no assumption that you would know another Mock's insignia. All you need to know is your Mock's insignia, because that's the guy you don't kill. Right, yeah.
Yeah. So after they disperse in front of me, I'm gonna go headhunt. Essentially, I'm looking for him. I made it more dramatic than it is, but I'm just looking for him. Yeah.
Okay, you find Kiel. But before we do that, does anyone have anything else they want to do today in character?
I was actually going to go purchase a healer's kit and then spend some time trying to gather materials in the forest before it's filled with guild folk.
Okay. So
for my herbalism kit. Yeah.
Agnar's gonna head down to have a few drinks and hang out with Tiad. Because Tiad seems like the kind of guy Agnar would get along with.
Oh, unfortunately.
Man, they probably wouldn't stop talking. Oh, look. Wow, it's 3 a.m.
Why is there an apostrophe S on that? There we go.
Yeah, this is the kit that belongs to herbalism, obviously.
Right.
Well, I think if you replaced the M with the T, it made sense.
Yeah, I think I just mixed them up.
That's all right. All right. Okay, so you unless Bernhardt has something he wants to do today that is pressing.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
Here, there is a very long desync between you speaking and the camera feed catching up to it. It's like 3 or 4 seconds for me. Is this just me?
He freezes for me, but I don't see desync.
Test 1?
Yeah, no, he's frozen right now for me.
Yeah, there's a desync on my end too.
I don't know what to do about that. I just thought I'd make you aware.
We can hear you fine, so
yeah. I mean, it's not going to interrupt the gameplay. Just yeah. Okay, so Hakan meeting with Kiel. So you meet with you find Kiel as he's packing up his own tent, and he looks up and he nods at you.
I'm gonna show the half insignia to him.
And he looks at it and takes it, and he's like, What is this?
Do you recognize it?
Yeah, it's my insignia. It's ours. He points to his tent.
The scout found this quite some ways away from the camp. I want you. Oh, go ahead.
No. If you're gonna keep talking, he's just kind of like.
Yeah. I want you to do a head count. Figure out if anybody's missing.
I already did. No one's missing. But
then I leave it up to you. But find the other half of that insignia.
All right. I should point out that we came from that direction when we marched here.
Yeah, that would not be much of a proof then.
Still, I'll search for the other half.
Just to be safe. Just to be safe. Find out who it belongs to.
Well, I will. And he tucks it in his tunic and gets back to packing.
Right. And this night, Akon will actually probably follow Kiel's Mac.
Okay.
Sleep outside the castle this time.
Okay. Unless anybody has any objection. Kulu, what kind of herbs are you looking to gather? Are you trying to get materials for? Oh, you rolled the herbalism kit check. I think the way we've done it in the past, and I'll just keep doing it that your roll equals the amount of gold worth of materials you get towards a healing potion. You're muted, but I heard I pantomimed okay. Got it. All right. So we can kind of. There's nothing happening tomorrow or the next day, so I think we can actually fast forward a week. And if everybody wants to tell me how they're spending that week, we can sort of resolve it as it, day by day or action by action. Or if you guys are just doing nothing of significance, we can pass the buck to the next player. Since PR, I don't know. I think he's doing some technical stuff on his end. Anybody have anything they are chomping at the bit to do?
I was originally going to conduct my business, but now I feel like my rep's kind of been hurt by ass blasting Gilfer.
Well,
yeah, you look good, Peel.
I mean, you haven't spoken, so I don't know if the desync is there.
Yes.
Oh,
it's still there.
So
still a bit of desync, but don't worry about it.
As long as we can hear, long as we can hear your smooth dulcet tones and see your beautiful face, the fact that they don't match up doesn't hurt me.
It's not it's not like a stream breaking problem. I just wanted to make you aware of it. That's all.
Yeah. When you said that, I literally got disconnected from the internet. So right after that.
Neat.
And then came back on, but didn't leave it was quick enough that I didn't leave anything. So
okay.
I'm trying to figure out what the F is up.
Appreciate you. Sorry, I toddler aggro.
Yeah, it's okay.
You did too much damage.
You really need to put your threat dump on your bar.
That was my threat dump. Just go get mom.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Yeah, I was originally going to conduct my business. I feel like I've probably hurt my business dealings for now after I blasted a local city politician through a crowd.
Give me an insight check.
Okay. I do have that. Oh.
Basically anybody from his district you're like effectively excommunicado to them, but no one else is like ostracizing you. You may have to talk yourself up a bit more to do your legitimate business.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna spend some time alone in the woods gathering materials for potions of healing to keep on hand.
Okay, then you can make an herbalism kit for each day, so you can make 4 more checks. Anyone else?
I'm typing it up right.
You can speak it. It's all right.
Go ahead, new guy.
Okay, so what I had written, shit, I should copy paste it because it's actually a paragraph. Of course, now my computer is lagging, because why the fuck not? Just because I want to open Notepad. There you go. So the first thing is, he's going to keep his ear down to the ground for the entire week for more beast attacks. Or traces a beast or whatever. Just keep up about that situation. I will make active presence amongst the camps, just so that, I'm among the people and they see me and I'm not, just among the Barrow folk and they think I'm more on the Barrow folk side than theirs. I will actually help with some of the lumber work because a leader should not order something he's not ready to do himself.
Okay.
And beside that, if any Mac leader wants to meet with him, if he notices anything seems to be leading to disgruntlement among the Fjell folk, he's going to try to address it. But beside that, nothing for himself. He's all about the Fjell folk, trying to help around, figuring things out.
Okay.
Damn, okay.
And Agnar similarly will spend a few days making the rounds within the city just kind of, good Samaritaning. Just meeting with the people, helping out with anything, repairs and whatnot. And then when it comes time to get the bridge thrown up, he's going to go outside of town and lay in on some physical labor with the Fjell folk on helping that get built as well.
Can Agnar make a persuasion check for me?
Yes, he can. Can he do it successfully?
That is the question.
Is the question. Persuasion. Boom, that's a 10.
Okay.
Right down the middle.
Bernhardt, you got anything you want to do for the next 4.5 days?
Yes. I would like to go find Akulu during this time.
Okay. Well, I don't think Akulu...
I'm not hiding.
If need be, I will use my spell Locate Creature.
Jesus.
I think, one, people are going to know if she's around because they're going to be avoiding her. And also, I'm not... Okay.
Yeah, I don't think she's like broadcasting unless I was not listening. She's not broadcasting where she's going.
Broadcasting where I'm going, but also most people would have been like, "Oh yeah, the witch who threw Yulfer."
And in these days since the Fjellfolk have left, people have returned to Copperslope and the Bells District to try to rebuild their homes. And since those are the gates she would probably exit through, someone has seen her. So how about you give me an investigation check? Or you can just cast Locate Creature. That works. I'm okay with that.
Cool.
Alright, so you find her in the woods, and it's just the two of you.
She's not going to talk to everyone.
No, I'm pretty direct about things. So I find her in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Bernhardt kind of... I mean, he's not trying to sneak, but he's approaching her slowly, like you would a wild animal. And he says, hello. And then he kind of just is waving.
Oh. Yeah. Do you know plants very well? Damn, no, never mind. I don't need your help.
Oh, not very. Where I am from, there's not many plants. I know mushrooms. If they are mushrooms, I probably know them. As long as they are mushrooms that grow underground.
It's narrower and narrower.
You look like you healed up fine. So.
Oh yeah, and everyone is at like 100% by now.
Yeah.
Carry on. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
The magic, it helps me. So about that, and he kind of like toes the ground. What? No. Cat.
She turns back around and start like looking through her stuff while he thinks about it.
I wish to become a witch, but I don't think I can. But I also don't know if I cannot. So is there a way that maybe I could try to learn from you how to be a witch? Is that odd? It's kind of odd, yes, I think so. But yeah, so if there's a way that I don't know, that I could learn from you somehow.
Do you see this leaf? It's got 6 jagged edges on each side, kind of a yellowy stem. Look for more of these. I swear it's the secret. It's the secret to becoming that, and a few others. I can show you more. So you're gonna get in the middle of my fight, and try to protect the guy. Try to protect that man, and then ask me for a favor.
Well, I mean, I was trying to do you a favor at the time. seeing as those that use the magic as you do up here are not seen as the same way as they are where I am from, perhaps killing one of the whatever he is with his cows and the houses is not the best look for the, just for someone trying to not come across as someone that is the enemy. So I thought maybe if it was not a fight to the death, where you do not make him the mush or the dust or some other things, bones, it might do good for your reputation if he was not dead.
I crap down. I don't need him to like me.
It's not him I care about, it's the other. The people, the others in the councils. Just, those that are not him. As far as I'm concerned, he can go fuck himself. He's not too...
The way they do it here, the way they have always done it here, has been to be the most powerful and to hurt the most people, and then you're in charge.
But just because that is the way they do it, does not mean that is the only way or the right way.
In Draconic, when in Rome.
And he will reply back into I guess I've never been to this Rome, so is it somewhere close around here?
Maybe the
go
phrase would
visit
be
it?
when in Naaman.
Yeah, when in Naaman.
Oh,
Yeah.
I also have not been there either, so it's that. But no, it's just perhaps being the strong one is not, and making the others that are weaker than you suffer is not the best. Sometimes those that are weak can actually become useful and have lives of their own and help others down the road. Maybe they are weak when you first meet them, but after a while they gain powers. And
Yeah,
they learn
Fenrir
how
was like that too. He always looked kind of small and then he'd grow these huge muscles. It was crazy. You really should have seen it.
Oh, well, I mean, sounds. I heard that he pulled a chain out of a wall, so.
Yeah, no, but if you looked at him, you wouldn't think that guy can pull a chain out of a wall. And she's still like picking plants. She's like, that dude, he would like be this big doughy man. Like whenever you've left bread in a warm environment for a while and then it like grows and then it's just like soft kind of. That was everything about Fenrir. And then, it would be, and then suddenly he'd get really angry. Or one time he nearly died and I was like standing over him and I was like trying to kill things. And then he stood back up and he was like suddenly like, oh, like huge, it was similar I'm drawing a parallel to the weak people can be useful and that they get stronger and that he would literally get, it's not important. He's not around anymore, obviously, because he ended up being weak. It was kind of like a dish where you got the like initial weak and then, oh, they're actually strong. And then at the bottom is more of the weak dough. In the end.
I know.
Your mom could get a new battery.
I know something about being a coward. I cannot fault him for this. Sometimes being a coward is something that you need to learn how to deal with, and sometimes you never do ever deal with it.
You can help me. I don't know how to teach you what I do exactly. But you could be around for a lot of the words are draconic sounding, but it's not like I planned them. It's like suddenly they are there. You could watch, but I don't know that I could teach But I need you to understand something. It was very important to me that I kill that man.
And well, if it's that important, then after all this is over, then kill him when he
No,
is not needed.
Bernie, I need you to listen. If we are going to spend much time together, you need to know what is valuable to me and choose when. Having that kind of conversation one-on-one is fine, but don't you fucking undermine me in front of everybody. It was important to me to kill that man. I have to believe that every bad thing that happens to me isn't my fault.
It's not. Yes.
I have to convince myself that every bad thing that happens to me isn't because I was there. Fenrir left because he was weak. Raylath died because he didn't get out of the way. And because Fenrir couldn't pay the price. And it's not my fault that Fenrir rushed into a battle he couldn't win. I tried my damnedest to get an army together, and so if Ylfur wants to fight me for the truth, I will give it to him. And I will put an end to him and anyone else who keeps going around spreading that lie, and you cannot get in the way.
Okay, that is fair. Perhaps we can think of it as another way. Killing Yorfa was too easy for
Sorry.
Well, think about this. Now he has to live whatever life he has, knowing that this witch that he hates bested him. And knowing Yorfa is the man that he is, that is far worse than death. That is probably eating him up inside. That he will not sleep, he will not eat for a while. That will tear him apart inside. So really, keeping him alive is much worse than killing him. This is getting revenge on. If it was like Fluffy the dough, and then you had like the nuts, Fluffy's dough, then you had another layer. It's like a cake. If it has like 7 or 8 layers, it'd be like that. But all right, I shall concede.
I
If
I will forgive you letting that man live and assisting him. Um, if you can forgive that if you get in front of me, I will hurt you too.
you understand who are you are talking to, yes? Hurting myself is something I do constantly. I don't know
Yeah,
if you've seen this, but when I help people, I actually
no,
inflict wounds upon
I
myself.
figured
And
you'd be able to take the hit. I mean, you did fine. You were okay.
These wounds, they need elixir.
You you took that thunder, that wave of thunder like a champ. But in the future, if I am on the warpath, I'm not going to stop because you stood in front of it.
if I stand in front of it and it does not stop, then that is the order of things. That is the way that they must go.
Okay, so the other kind of plant we're looking for, it's technically.
Did she freeze for everybody else?
What?
You froze
You
after you
froze
said
for a moment.
technically.
When you
You
were
said
explaining the new plans,
Oh.
you
the
froze.
other plant,
I was just saying-
technically.
I was just saying, like, technically we're looking for the roots, but we're gonna look for the flowers because it tells us where they are. Like, I was just going back to like, all right, well, that's done. Here's how to do this.
Okay. Seeing as you are so honest with me, I shall come clean as well. I have an ulterior motive for this, for wanting to learn how to be a witch. It has been over 40 years since I've been on the surface.
I have not been home in that time. I have not met any other witches while I am up here, except for you. And it reminds me of home. And it reminds me of where I come. And it's kind of nice to remember that, because I started to forget. And you remind me of someone, actually. This witch I knew. So is that? Yeah. So flower. Yep. Okay. So it's yeah.
Akalu's gonna lean in real conspiratorially and be like, "You want to know something? One of the things we're looking for is a mushroom."
This is one that grows underground.
It technically grows under like decaying logs. It's fine. I think it'll make you feel homey.
Okay.
Okay. As you guys start looking for these plants that Akulu said, and as you guys kind of like your conversation starts going more towards the objective at hand, you both hear a twig snap and a voice in the tree line. Do either of you speak Giant? No reason.
No.
Don't think that is one of the many languages I know. Let me just double check though. Nope, I didn't take Giant this time.
Okay. So you hear deeper in the forest. You hear.
Was that you?
Shit. Can I tell where it came? Can we tell where it came from?
Yeah, the voice came from your north.
Okay, time to back up. I want to flee.
Okay, so Akulu quickly grabs her things, throws the knapsack over her back, and starts huffing it south.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna like kind of grab Bernard, like, let's go, like pulling him along.
But where are we going? Is there some sounds? It could be friend, and he just kind of gets pulled away. He's
It could be
weak.
friend.
It's not like I can stop her.
Right, Akulu, you have a passive precision of 15, right?
I have a strength of 8. You probably could stop me.
No, you still are stronger than I am.
Oh, let me double check my passive perception. If I can remember where that's on my sheet.
It's your perception plus 10.
Yeah, 15.
All right. As you hoist up Bernhardt and start hoofing it, you look to your right, which would be west, and you see moving past a snow-covered bush a familiar shape. It is a large white furred creature about a pony's
not a good
size.
familiar.
About the size of a pony. And it for a moment you can lock eyes with it as it passes, and it has these brilliant blue eyes. And you recognize that's a winter wolf.
Okay. If I cast a look around purposely, can I try to perceive more of them moving around?
Yeah, you kind of like, as you're walking, kind of do a 360. In the direction you heard the voice, you see one kind of darting between trees towards you. Coming from the direction where you heard the voice. I think I already said that, actually.
Yeah, you did. I want to try casting Hypnotic Pattern in its direction. It's got a range of 120 feet.
Okay. It has a whiz save of +1. Alright, it kind of like stops for a moment and shakes his head and then snarls, and then it barks something in Giant, which the other one you saw barks back at another phrase in Giant. It is apparent that they see you see them.
Okay.
Bernie sees them as well, or just Akulu?
At this point, they're no longer trying to hide themselves, so they would come out in the open, and you would catch them against the snow.
That area continues to be a hypnotic pattern for any wolves that might cross through it, just
Okay.
on the off
Hello,
chance.
doggos. Are you friendly?
I don't speak giant, they speak giantless.
But are they friendly? Say the dogs. They are not man's best friend.
Oh, for some reason I was like, as a fjell folk, I'm like, wait, he's not a fjell folk. This is the wrong person. I need more sleep. Yeah.
To be fair, if Akulu had managed to grab a con and put him on her back, I'd be pretty impressed.
I don't have him on my back. I'm just like pulling him along.
Yeah, no, okay, fair enough.
But I think
So
Akulu would know if they're friendly or not.
Yeah, they're not friendly. They speak giant. Almost nothing that's friendly speaks giant. Hakon's like the one
That
friendly
tracks.
giant.
Now I'm thinking that he has like a rooster in a bag.
Akulu, you also fought winter wolves at the Footkeep, so you're very well versed in these creatures.
So we're not attacking them. If they are bad, then they will go get us, and then.
No, I'm trying to do the getting others part.
As he's getting pulled.
Hypnotic Pattern has like a 30-foot cube. Would I be able to catch more than one winter wolf in it?
Of the two you are aware of, assuming there's only two, they are quite separated.
They're too far apart.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, they are starting to close on you because
they're
wolves. They're fast boys.
I'm not going to use suggestion on a player character. So
and I am technically slowing you down if you're pulling me.
I know, but that's fine. I'm really tempted to do something else, but I will instead. I don't have anything that speeds me up or really slows him down other than Hypnotic Pattern. So I'm going to try and use Hypnotic Pattern on the one I didn't throw up before. So I'm going to burn another spell slot. So the other one, try and just charm him. God damn.
These wolves appear to have a dogged determination that shrugs off your illusory ability. Hey, it's not really relevant, but why do you have Hypnotic Pattern as a necromancy spell?
I don't know. I think it shouldn't pop up as a necromancy spell, but I think
it doesn't really matter. I just noticed that.
Illusion. Illusion's right above necromancy in the little list.
It's just a misclick. Yeah. Got it, cool.
Yeah.
Because her Hypnotic Patterns is playing spooky, scary,
It works on me, guys.
And you're like,
I'm like, oh, look, a song. Cool. I'm gonna tell Bernie, like, hey, you need to go get the others.
Are they within 40 feet of each other?
Of each other? No.
Okay. It would make more sense if you do that. You are much faster than I am. I have very small legs. As you just like trying to run. So we either stay here and fight this, or you go, I stay.
I've fought these things before. They're not necessarily one person gets out of this thing.
Okay, so then we say it together. There's two of us, there's two of them. We are.
Okay.
It's quite clear that we can't outrun them, correct?
You can't outrun them.
Yeah.
However, this the whole area is blanketed in snow. You could conceivably hide.
Oh, but they know we saw them, right?
Yes, but it's a forest with lots of snow, so there are lots of breaks of line of sight in this chase.
Okay, let's try to hide first. Let's just. Are you proficient in stealth? Because I'm not. Nope. Let's just try to hide.
Yeah, no. Bernie really doesn't have a lot of good things that he's proficient in.
No.
We're not underground or in a stony area, are we?
This is a
let me check.
forest.
No.
Okay, just curious if my stone camouflage would kick in.
All right. Well, Aakulu succeeded, and then Bernhardt did not.
So you're saying this lump of gray is not blending in with the white snow?
Yeah, like Aakulu like dives under a bush and starts like shoveling snow on top of her, and Bernhardt just curls up next to her.
Yeah, pretends to be a rock.
Yeah.
I don't think my +1 to skill checks is popping up.
You have a +1 to skill checks?
I do from some
Did
item
what
I have
spell?
on me.
No, you're thinking of saving throws. +1 to saving.
Saving throws. Yeah, you're right.
That would be very not 5th edition.
Skill checks would be
+1 to
crazy.
skill checks.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I'm like wearing fur and stuff, and I'm shoveling snow on top of myself in front of me.
All right, it's pretty apparent to Aakulu that Bernhardt is not well hidden.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm gonna do a magic missile at 2nd level to start up this fight.
Okay. You also know that you're not so deep into the forest. There's at least a mocked within a decently short distance of you.
Oh, I assume if I use Thunderwave once they're closer, that other people will hear us.
Okay.
And know it as
All right,
Thunderwave.
so you
that's my
okay,
assumption.
Since you're hidden, you would get advantage, but since you're using magic missile, it is a nothing.
Yeah.
But
I'm
knowing that,
burn...
if you want to change your spell,
I get advantage.
Yeah, you'll get advantage on whatever attack check you make.
Okay, well, Chill Touch is pretty much the only one I make an attack roll on.
And you are
60... How far away am I from them?
There's one that's going to be 60 feet from you, and one that's going to be 65 feet from you. Since we're initiating battle, I'll go ahead and whip you over to the battle map. Everyone can see this, right?
From hiding, I'm going to burn a sorcery point to not use the verbal component of Chill Touch.
Okay.
I think it just casts the attack, but like I can't do it at an advantage. But that's what I rolled.
Okay. I mean, you can go for a crit, but you hit.
Yeah.
I mean, just roll a d20 and
a crit.
Yeah, spells can crit. If they have damage dice, so just roll a d20, and if you get a nat, like that. So go ahead and roll 2 more d8.
Boom.
Okay. I was not expecting it to crit, so I was like, do I need to re-roll? But sure.
Nice.
All right, so you did a total of 17 necrotic to which one, left or
right? Let's go with this one, the right one. I just eeny miny mowed it.
Noise. Okay. You are gonna remain hidden at the start of combat. You are hidden because
cool.
you didn't do the verbal components. So, initiative.
Oh.
All right, Bernhardt, you have initiative.
And they're like looking at me, right? Like it's quite clear that I am not hidden from them.
Correct. Bernhardt would like peek out from behind his little.
Oh, he's still looking. Oh, yeah, even.
Oh, okay. And they're looking at you, just like, tasty, tasty, deep gnome.
Okay. Well, would we have had time to get the rings? No, I'll do that later.
It depends how many days into her expeditions this
Yeah, it
is.
would have been like the next day, like as soon
Yeah.
as we had like yeah. So I'll just
So
go
you've commissioned
no.
the rings at this point, but you haven't had them delivered.
Sweet. I will. This is not ideal. All right. So, cupping his hand around his amulet, he brings it to his mouth and blowing air into it, a ball of light floats forward right in front of him before turning into a snake.
Same hat.
And he says, "Oh, it's stronger than anything."
Yeah, it is.
It's not actually making an attack, seeing it's right in front of me.
Oh, it appears in front of you?
It could appear within 60 feet, but I'm choosing to make it.
In front of you. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna use this UNT abomination.
Yes.
Actually, it's when. If I get my Chinese right, I believe it's when. I don't know. I just read things. They might be wrong. All right, moving on. Anything else?
That was just my bonus action. Yeah. I will then, with my snake in front of me, pull out my little crossbow and take a shot at the same wolf that she shot, or that I saw got hit by a spell.
A spectral
Kevin
hand
knows
is clinging to it.
Yeah, that one.
You've seen me use that one before.
Yes. Go magic. Does a 10 hit?
Sadly, no.
Even on
Does
such
a
big boys.
10 hit?
When you put it like that, it still misses.
Okay. That's it.
All right. Cooley, you're up.
Second verse, same as the first. Is that still at advantage if I'm hidden?
Yes, because you are hidden. But if you do verbal component, you're gonna reveal yourself.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore it again. I'm gonna sorcery point it. I've got a lot of those, and I don't use them often. Let me roll another d20. If it critted again, I would laugh, but no. Okay,
I wouldn't have given it to you because you said critted.
Yeah. 20 versus AC.
You got him.
9 necrotic.
All right, and it's the one that you've been making chilled with death.
Yeah.
It hits his turn, and he doesn't know what's hitting him, but he is going to go there. Is that right? Did I move it too far? Here. Nope, that's good. 50 feet. All right. Let's just move. Okay, yeah, and then it's going to do an area attack that is just so happen going. Kubi, you're going to be within it. That would be a cold breath. It exhales a freezing blast of wind from its mouth in a 15-foot cone, which is going to affect everyone. I don't think the spectral weapon takes damage, but you know, it's hard to keep track. Everyone make a deck. You two make a deck save, please. That's not good. Either is that. Okay. So you guys are both failed, and you're going to take 26 cold damage.
When the GM says that's not good.
Well, look at that roll, dude.
I know.
Like, Like, that's a big F. All right. One. And going to dash 5, 20, 25. Bernhardt, you're up.
Well, that was not something I was expecting.
Cool, you're no longer hidden.
Yeah, and obviously. I figure a dex save means you're not hidden.
Yeah.
Okay. So first thing I'm gonna do is use my bonus action to move my snack up to the guy to the north, and I'm gonna make an attack. Just so I don't have to keep rolling casting the spell. I'm just gonna roll for the attack for it.
Okay, I don't. I mean, you can just uncheck the description box. Just leave the attack and damage roll.
I mean, it's the same thing as just me doing this.
Okay.
Is a 10 hit? No?
No.
Okay. Just checking. Maybe it changed. Maybe
Yeah.
after exhaling his breath, his defenses got weakened. Okay. Off to a good. That was my bonus action, so I can't even quick cast that spell. Aku is currently hurting, but she is right next to me. So
I'm at
I'm
14
gonna
hit points.
cast. Yeah. I cast. So his index finger glows white, which he uses to trace some geometric shapes around the frozen parts of her, and says, "Even in chaos, there's a design to be followed." And at second level, I will cast a spell. So you gain 5 plus. Ready? So that's a 13 altogether. And that is... Oh, as a free action, I would like to
You would like to what?
scream.
Okay. You cast it on me.
Call
Like,
for help.
ah!
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Akan,
Yes.
make a perception check.
Can I use my inspiration?
Absolutely, you can.
Because I will, just
Okay.
to be safe. A 22.
Akan,
I hear a scream.
you're helping around camp, and you hear faintly in the wind the sound of Bernhardt. His accent is is unmistakable, screaming somewhere to your east.
No matter how many people or how many Fjellfolk are around me, it's gonna be all of you with me. We're going toward the...
Okay.
There's not a space 90 feet away from us.
Well, I can stretch the map out.
I would like to keep fleeing towards the camps is the issue. So I want to move 90 feet southward.
90 feet southward.
She froze.
She did freeze. Oh, that's not a very flattering.
No, not a flattering freeze.
I believe what you were going to say.
I would like to teleport southward.
Okay, 90 feet?
90 feet. And I'd like to turn to Bernhard and be like, hey, trust me on this one, and take him with me. I'm casting Thunderstep.
Okay. 90 feet.
And I'll give her baby Yoda eyes.
Okay. So the two of you are 90 feet southward.
Yeah, and there was a big boom.
Okay. Hakan, you now hear a big boom.
Well,
make another perception check.
I said I can't advantage, but hopefully, I trust that Akon is a good scout. With a critical 26.
You are pretty confident you know the direction of the origin of that boom.
And I will head that way with whoever followed me.
All right, roll athletics.
19.
All right, you're making good headway through the snow. This combat's gonna break into a chase. So, one of the wolves is gonna be tied up by a spiritual snake, and the other one is going to, trying to find you guys. Given that you teleported 90 feet away, I will allow you guys to either just break into a sprint or attempt to hide again.
Ooh. Breaking into a sprint is rough with rough also carting Bernard. So I think I want to try and hide again. What do you think?
I mean, it's.
I don't have
he's
any more
really bad
thunder
at
steps
both.
left. Yeah.
So I mean, it's half
You know
dozen
what?
one way.
Let's keep running because I can continue to use Thunderstep if the wolf gets close to us 2 more times at a higher level.
Okay.
Which will boost us, 90 feet each time.
All right. Both of you give me athletics checks.
Hey, that's something I'm actually proficient in.
How strong do I have to be able to carry him? Probably pretty strong.
You could probably, put him on your back, but you'd get tired real quick.
Yeah, I have a -1.
He's a gnome. He weighs like what, 60 pounds?
Probably with all my gear, probably less than that. But I don't think we're getting too far.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting too
Bernhard,
far.
yeah, is just like he starts going and he's like, oh, cramp. And Kulu, you could just leave him in the snow.
No, I'm gonna be like pulling him along.
Okay. So you guys don't make it far before the unencumbered wolf catches after kind of like being dazed a bit. Oh, how much damage was dealt to him? Con save?
Con save, half damage on a save.
Okay, so it takes half damage. So it takes 5. So it wasn't very injured, just kind of dazed. Then it sees you and growls and breaks into a run after you. Give me another.
How deep is the snow?
Yeah, that's probably the issue.
6 to 8, 6 inches to a foot. It varies. So you're
okay. So knee to waist.
Yeah,
cool.
you're basically swimming.
Need to waste all the crap.
Oh, okay. You needed us to give you a what?
I needed Hakan to give me another athletics check.
Another athletic?
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a bad one.
Right.
With +8, I got 9.
Yeah, I can see it. Thank you. Kulu, the wolf is rapidly gaining on you. Do you want to do another thunder step as soon as it gets on you, basically?
Yeah, it has to be within 5 feet.
Yeah, basically right when it opens its mouth, you just like boom away again.
Yeah.
Okay. Hakan, give me another.
Finally.
Give me another. He failed, so he's gonna take the full 28. A lot of damage. Give me another perception check, please.
Okay, the god.
You hear another boom, but it doesn't mean much.
It's just kind of everywhere.
It's echoing off the trees, and you can't really triangulate it. Right. Everyone, give me an athletics check.
You get an athletics check. You get.
Agnar doesn't know why, but he's running.
Yep.
26.
That's the story of anyone who jogs. Oof. Wait, I'm gonna use my. Actually, no, I'm not. I've got another thunderstep. Bernard's carrying me this time.
All right. Despite Bernhardt's good roll, and Alkulu kind of dragging behind, it's once again it's no time at all before the wolf is once again nipping at your heel. However, Hakan, you arrive at the scene, a very strange scene of a wolf fighting a spiritual snake.
God damn it!
Okay, so I know magic happened here. I hate.
Hate that.
And it's not so much fighting it; it's biting it, and the thing is just standing there because we're out of the 60-foot. Like I can't command it, so it's just there.
Yeah, in fact, as you arrive, it's starting to figure out that this thing isn't a threat. So it kind of brushes up with confidence and then turns to see you and your posse arrive.
Do I have a time to quickly check? Because obviously somebody scream and I don't see anybody. Can I check for tracks like very just a glance?
Yeah, survival at disadvantage because you're doing a long range tracking here. Yeah, it's distance tracking.
15.
15. Yeah, you see some tracks headed south.
Okay, so I go.
I mean, Bernard's track is just a trench.
Yeah.
That's true. It's a gorge.
So I go like, you, take care of him, and I follow the track.
Well, actually, he'd have to follow the wolf's tracks because your tracks don't start for another 90 feet.
Yeah.
All right. So you send some warriors, and then I'm gonna put you guys on this. You guys don't. Throw up PRs stats for funsies. That doesn't. Okay. You want to give me another thunderstep?
Yeah. Again, it'll have to be at 4th level because that's what I've got.
Darn.
Another minimum damage.
All right. That is gonna be enough damage to deter the wolf. So after your 3rd thunderstep, the wolf does not give chase. It turns around and starts fleeing. And as you guys see that happen, you see a group of fjell folk barreling through the snow.
Dashing through the snow. What, you get to do it, Vegas, and I can't?
No, the face was because, damn it, I didn't get to it quick enough.
Defeated. All right. So, unless you guys want to give chase to the much faster, one of the wolves is going to get away. Well, the other wolf is probably going to get cut down by the field folk warriors.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm exhausted. Not literally, but,
metaphorically.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you guys want to meet up with the field folk, and as you do, you notice one of them is a Khan. He cuts an impressive figure. Kind of hard to miss.
Yeah, what with the big hammer?
Yeah. Well, that Khan is gonna be like, "Are you all right?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, like, yeah, doing great. Fine.
Akon, for the very first time, it's gonna be kind of a sneaky one here, and he's gonna say, "Oh well, I guess you don't need an escort back to the."
I mean, you might want to find out why those big wolves were here. Maybe they're the ones who killed 2 of your people, but if you don't care, that's fine. They were speaking giant. I couldn't understand what they're saying because it's a stupid language.
Oof.
Yeah, like literally all the field folk are like, well, all right, shots
like,
fired.
We came here to save you, but whatever.
Hakon is gonna say, well, at this point, it's pretty clear that the wolves are probably the reasons of. We can figure out
why are the wolves here?
Well, they're coming down from the north, but yeah, they're a little bit early.
Yeah, figure it out, princess.
Yeah. We didn't have them penciled in till like Tuesday at the earliest.
Yeah.
All right.
They did run pretty fast. Did you see that fucker? Damn.
All right, so do you guys go back to business as usual?
Well, since the
disseminating
people
the
have
information of the.
Yeah. And since my people that I probably grabbed there might not be scouts, I'm not gonna, send non-scouts out. But as soon as we're back to camp, scouts out to try and figure out where the wolves came from.
Okay, you're looking for where the wild things are, and then Aku and Bernard get
Yes.
back to Suderhoffen and tell everyone, "Hey, winter wolves."
Scouts out for Harambe.
All right.
Yes.
Anybody want to do anything else for the remaining few days? Excuse me.
I mean, we should probably go for a break. Seeing it's
Yes.
Oh, holy shit! It's
Yeah.
8:30.
I thought you were gonna do initiative and then tell us to do break.
Sometimes I just lose
8:05.
track of time. The thing is,
Yeah.
like, we no longer put our older one to bed at our break point anymore. So I'm not getting any cue. So if y'all don't tell me and I don't think about it, I'm just gonna blaze right past it. So I apologize to you guys for.
I didn't tell you because I figured Elena would. But if y'all aren't putting him to bed,
Yeah. We're putting him to bed a little later.
All right, then it's break time.
It's break time. Thank you guys for telling me. I give you guys permission to nudge me in the future.
Okay.
I'm gonna need some defined terms on what nudge means.
Nothing to write PR about. I meant HR.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I mean, I can send PR some messages, slip into those DMs, but
I didn't realize we were filing complaints to PR.
And does the invitation to nudge you is only limited to Roll20, or if I ever visit physically your place?
All right. Well, we're gonna do a 15-minute break. We'll be back at.
Bye.
We're gonna be back at 15 till the hour, and we got another hour 15 of dire roll. Thanks everybody. We will see you soon. Hello everybody. We're back. Go away now.
Well, fuck you too.
No, I was talking to Pretzel, but that's okay.
Oh.
You can go ahead and take that personally. I don't mind.
Wow. All right.
Oof.
Yeah, so 5 days have passed. It's now the 5th day of the month, and apparently I closed my timeline document. That's smart.
Oh, I was hoping to get something done.
Okay, lay it on me.
Well, it's going to be something I want to do with the entire group.
Okay, lay it on them.
Okay, so this would happen the same night as the wolf attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we kind of went, like, you were asking if anyone wanted to do anything, then we went right to break.
You're right,
So,
you're right.
So, throughout the day, Bernhardt would ask if they could all get together at night, and hoping that everyone agreed to these, or acquiesced at least.
Give me some of that healing feeling.
He would have us meet, or have you guys meet at the Iron Hall. That is the drinking place, right?
Yep.
Yeah, where Tiad hangs out?
Oh yeah, man, I'm totally down to go to Iron Hall. There's this cool pseudo dragon.
He's not a pseudo dragon.
Whatever. I don't even know what the fuck he is, but he's awesome. The guy's name is Todd. Man, does he have some great stories.
Okay, Faz, maybe some other time we can talk to him as well. Okay, just not hearing good things about the dragons. Apparently it's a met one, and it had bad effects on them. Anyway. But that night, when the group was gathered...
assuming Hakon comes along.
Yes, no, the PR, not PR, but Bernard would probably come up and be, Hakon, would you be so kind as to come to the Iron Hall tonight? And Hakon, yes. Like, just yeah. That's it. And then he stares.
Okay.
So after the 2 or 3 minute staring contest, because Bernie's is like that, he'd be like, okay. Really good with social cues. So later that night, he'd meet them around a table, and when they come in, they notice that he is looking more nervous or maybe frantic than normal.
Like he's pacing, he's fidgety.
His hair is even worse than usual.
Yeah, he's he's full Doc Browning it at this point. But he says when everyone's gathered, seeing as earlier today there was the incident with the wolves, I must say I thought that I was going to be left there. Not saying that you would, since where I'm from, that is something that we would do. I mentioned that in Candyman's Hill, that we are often attacked by these things called Umber Hulks, and when they attack, we try to fight them. But if you are not a witch or a voyeur or something like that, and you are caught with them, it's more of whoever can outrun the others is the ones that survive. So thank you for not doing that. Whew. But it's it made me think that, or did I?
Sorry, I was trying not to interrupt you, but mission failed. We'll get it next time.
This something that even you, Agnar, do not know about me. That maybe it's time that I share. In case I do end up meeting whatever fates and dying, and well, someone needs to know. It kind of answers a couple of things about me, about perhaps my interest in the witches. I touched on it earlier with you, Akulu, and perhaps after this, you will maybe take me up on the offer, as I asked. Okay. With this stuff,
Worry about it.
I have always been a weak. Even as a small child, I was not very strong, which is not very good in Candyman Spiel or with the Abatio. Is that say that word?
The what?
His race. The pronunciation with the X is throwing me.
Yeah, the X would be a sh. Yeah. The
Okay.
Baggio.
Abaggio. Okay. So even with the Abaggio, if you are weak, and I was very weak, it is not a good thing. In Candyman Spiel, there are very few jobs that you do. You are either part of the defense, you are gifted with the magic and are a witch, you work in the mine, or if you're lucky, some other trades.
So it is similar to Fjellfolk then? You survive or die trying.
Yes. The Underdark is not very forgiving of things that cannot survive. So yeah. There was this bully, Tomas. He was not very kind to me over the years. I was smaller than him, so he was stronger, and as many places do, it turns out cooler at this point. These strong ones, they enforce their might and ways on those that are weak. Well, in this one time, I would not share one of my sweet rolls with him. And he did not like that. When he tried to grab it, I ate it. It was delicious. But then he pushed me down and grabbed a rock and begins to hit me in the face. Over and over and over and over again. As I could not, he was much bigger, much stronger than me. I could not do anything to stop him. He just kept hitting me. And it is not a nice thing to see someone else's face get splattered with your own blood, especially when you're only like a small child. Did he like points like lower than he already is? So like,
yeah, that's hard to fathom.
Yeah,
There's a fleeting thought in Akon's head, like, they can be smaller?
Yeah. We just imagine Bernhardt holding a cup of soup.
Yeah. I thought I was going to die. But while I was going out of the consciousness, I heard some voices.
God, the little one's crazy.
And the most unlikely persons came to my rescue. There was these 3 other children, triplets. Lena, Lena, and Lina. They were even more
parents must
outcast than I. Yes, to what you're about to say. They were even more outcast than I was because they were different. They were bitches. And even at that age, strange things always seem to happen around them when just things turning into other things, things appearing, things disappearing, stuff moving. As children, you see them as scary. You see them as something to not be fond of. I even saw them that way, but as they came and towards this Thomas that if he did not leave me alone, they would curse him. He has no other way. He thought they were witches, so he left me alone, and I learned then that they weren't witches; they were angels. Well, we became friends, myself and Nina, Lena, and Lina. And over the years, turns out that they were witches. They had the ability to cast spells. Though not like you, Akulu. They, as I've told you, whenever they use their magic, there's many times that well, I've spent many days as a what do you call it? A fern, like a plant inside of a pot. Which is very
Peaceful?
it's very peaceful. Yes, you get to think about things that you never thought about, and a lot of self-actualization. But as time went on, children they grow, they become teenagers and then adults, and through some miracle, because I did not grow very strong, I've always been weak. Lina somehow saw that I was worth more than the weak boys that I was. And we became betrothed. Her and her sisters were enrolled in the magical defense force and helped protect the city. So when she became this child, I thought, oh, Bernhard, you need to do something. You need to get a job. I tried other things, but my mother, when I was very young, and that sort of stigmatism in the community of Kandemanspiel is not something that is easy to look past. So it was hard for me to find work, especially being very weak. I'm not. So the best things that I could do was become a miner. I was not very good at it. As it turns out, you need to actually be able to swing the pickaxe hard to break rock. And I cannot do that very well. So I was mostly using my smarts to maybe find the veins and find some way to get the gold or the gems out. And was not having much luck. There was many days where I lost money and not spent and made some money.
then one day I came across this small crystal and a larger one, and next thing I know, I am faking on the surface. That was 40. Go ahead. Yeah, you have a question.
Raise your hand. You have to raise. Agnar, you have to raise your hand.
I need to make sure I'm following this correctly. You have a child?
I don't know. I know they could be dead.
But you could have a child that you have never met.
Yes.
All right. I want to make sure I'm following. Please, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, it's all right. When I awoke, I had no idea where this was not the Underdark. It was not underground. I saw the sun for the first time. That was strange, I must say. That seeing the ball of fire, I thought it was a giant candle. It took many years to figure out it's not a candle. So I started to look around for a way back to Candymanspiel and could not. But I also realized that in that process, somehow, I had the ability to do the things that I do. I mean, not what they are now, obviously, but very, very rudimentary versions of it. And so I spent a lot of time looking for people that know maybe where they were. Didn't have much luck in that way. And then I heard of this man that could heal people with his hands. And I thought, oh, that's something maybe I can do. And he must know the answers to things. So I went to this valley, and that is where I met you, Egvana. And as we ventured together, I became more and more powerful. But the fact is, and this is something you should probably know about me, and this is why I'm telling you, I have always been weak and a coward. Egna, do you remember about 5 years ago when there was like a couple of weeks where I was very sad and not my normal self?
Mm-hmm.
I learned how to be able to send a message to persons that I wish to speak to. And I thought, this is it. This is how I get back. This is how I find out what happens to my lineup. But I never cast this magic. I never used this spell. Because I thought, what happens if she is not alive? What happens if she is alive but has moved on? As I thought more and more about it, I couldn't go through with this process. I could not confirm for myself what it is that is actually happening. So I cannot promise that I shall not run away when things get hard, because that is what I do. That is what I've done for most of my life. So if this goes farther, we end up in some tough things. Do not depend on me. I will not be there probably. I may not, or I may. I do not know. But when push comes to shove, I know what way I always lean. And it is not that of bravery, it's that of a coward.
We're gonna punch him in the shoulder. Probably a little too hard.
All right. Bernhardt goes careening to the ground, but is caught by an ale drake. Oh, man, watch where you're going. This one's at too much.
All right, listen here, you little shit. I can't even begin to explain how unbelievably wrong you are about being a coward. Everything else, that sucks. And I wish you had told me sooner, but I understand why you did. And thank you for sharing that with us now. And believe you me, I have not forgotten. One of my first promises to you was that come hell or high water, we were finding a way to get home. But on the coward thing, I can't even. It's been too long. I don't remember the, but you remember that bear fight when we nearly died?
There's the Great Bear Fighter 52. I understand.
Yeah. That I didn't think we were gonna make it out of there, and I tried to get us to turn tail and head on out of there. And I still don't know how you did it. You like, there had to have been a stump that you used to like spring off. It wasn't, but you slapped me real hard across the face. And you told me, and again, I don't remember the number, but you looked up at me and you said, Agnar, rule number, insert correct number here. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is when something is more important to you than your fear. And I was letting my fear get the best of me instead of saving that dwarfenage from that bear. And you reminded me of all those poor little dwarfs and what was going to happen to them if we didn't take that bear out. You, brother, know more about courage. You have more courage in you than any of these fucking bear folk that we walk around day in, day out, beating on their chests saying how brave they are. Any of these fjell folk claiming to have the hammer of the mountain. Any of these witches from Ouija, or I can't remember.
That is very specific.
You, brother, have more courage than any of us put together, because 40 some odd years later, you don't know what happened to you. Did you guys get married?
Yes, we were.
Okay.
Well, not married, but betrothed.
All right.
It's what's the closest, I believe.
I'm just gonna call her your wife.
Okay, that seems fair.
You don't know what happened to your wife. You don't know what happened to your unborn child. And yet you are still getting up every day and you are watching after an idiot running around trying to help keep me safe. When you've got that going on, I can't even explain to you what kind of courage that shows to me. You call yourself a coward again, I'm going to punch you. Let's just be clear on.
Okay, so also while we are being clear with one another, so about the Great Bear Fighter 52, I told you that I was hoping that you would go and act it as a distraction so I could run away. But then you actually started beating it, and I thought, well, we have a chance now. So
yeah, over here with your hand up.
I mean, I did ask you to run away while I fought the 2 big wolves, and you wouldn't. So
I also said that it made more sense for you two because you are faster.
yeah, but you didn't run away. Still
Now, yeah. Now, wait. Let's examine that. What was the point of one of you running and one of you staying?
No, I was gonna hold them back
For what purpose?
so that he could go get y'all.
All right, so
I'm
one of
eating
y'all,
bar snacks.
right? So one of y'all was gonna stay behind to hold back 2, and I cannot stress this expressly enough.
I mean, I did
giant fucking talking snow wolves.
I mean, I hurt him pretty bad.
Right. But one of you were recommending that he go and warn the rest.
Uh-huh.
So that you could stay behind, ostensibly to die.
No, I figured out.
Akulu. Go with me here for a second, will you? Come on, I'm working up to
One
something.
second. I'm gonna say, no, I'm pretty confident I would have made it.
With a 25 deception, you all take her confidence at face value.
Yeah.
My point is, she did save me, so I have no reason not to believe it.
My point is, instead of the coward's way out, giving into the fear of, and you'll have to pardon me here for a second, Bernhardt. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go ahead and run and get the rest of them. No. Bernhardt here says, nah, dog, I got this. You go.
Well, once again, it was because she is fastest, and they were going to catch me anyways. It was no point. So that's not cowards. That's just not wanting to die funny.
John, I need another round because we're gonna be here a minute.
I'm not like a waiter. I'm like a resident patron. You know what I mean?
I get that, but like you and I had like a bro moment last night. I'm asking for you to like help me out and just make.
Yeah, but I don't actually have any like money.
No, I know. Send them. I'll pay them.
Yeah, he's got a tab.
I got a tab.
He rolls on his back. That sounds like work.
You can put something on the tab, Tiad. This is your moment to shine, baby.
Fine. I'm gonna have to use my wings. Sucks.
So he's just
I just
a
get my
teenager growing up.
I get my alchemist jug out and start pouring mead out of it. Like, just don't let them see us do that.
I'm gonna need a lot more alcohol in me before I can begin to process the rest of it. Tiad, keep it down. We're having a moment, you asshat.
I'm just doing what you wanted, man.
No, I get that, but like you don't have to be so goddamn loud about it.
Okay, whatever, dude.
Jeez. For Ironside's sake.
So just
after we killed the Ironside, wouldn't you think you'd say never mind?
Wait, was that a real Ironside? I thought that was the backing.
No.
No.
No, that was one of the fake.
No, it was a bit of a
one of those fake
Ironsides. Guys, it was a goof. Jeez, can't y'all take a joke?
No, it's just my people is not very funny. I must say, they're very.
Yeah, no shit.
They're not.
Sorry, this is not the moment to trash you.
It was not the first time I've heard Akulu today be racist people, so
hey, dissing on Giant isn't racist. Lots of racists speak Giant.
True, but
Jingo
saying
is.
all Giant speakers are racist is racist. I mean, by definition.
No, I didn't say all Giant speakers are racist. I said it's a stupid language. It's the same thing I would say about French.
Oh shots fired.
The truth comes out.
I've been honest about my inability to speak French. Thank you.
Oui, bonjour, à la plage.
I'm just bad at it.
Bernard, if I may add to this, I cannot talk to how a coward would feel or act, but because I do not act like what some people would, or the Fjell folk do not act like what a coward is typically described as, does not mean that we're brave. In the upcoming fight that you will potentially, you will see Fjell folk fighting against all odds, even odds they know that they will. Some people would say that this is the peak of bravery.
I am one of them, yes.
Or it's stupid.
In my culture, it is the greatest honor to die in battle. But as I've spent more time with the Bear folk and learning different cultures and trying to understand it, I understand that this mindset is the peak of stupidity.
The DM looks around for any Fjell folk who could overhear.
If Fjell folk keep going the way they are and keep simply bashing their head against any problem that they meet, this is not bravery. This is just delayed death. So again, I cannot tell you how to be brave or how not to be a coward as you seem to label you. But I can tell you one thing. A Fjell folk's weakest side is the side that he cannot see. Behind me. And there's only a few people that I trust to cover my back. And they're sitting at this table. So, coward or not, I trust you. And that's enough.
All right. Well, just so that you know, there's a chance that if it's your life or my life, I shall not choose yours. So just keep that in mind.
Oh, that's a smart thing to do.
Okay. Ooh. Plus side to the story, Thomas. So as we grew up, he's an asshole. He kept being the way he was. But in one bullet attack, he lost his arm and eye. So balances out. I guess don't be a bully is the point of this story.
Wait, like both eyes?
Yeah. The clawed his face. He's blind.
And an entire arm?
Yeah.
That's...
These Umberhawks are like bigger than these bears that we. They're as big as wolves that breathe the cold. Since when could they do that?
Special breed
America,
from the north.
explain.
Well, it's there's a lot of theory behind that. Some of our foremost scientists have gathered and pondered this particular quandary, and the consensus in the scientific community is
that Dakin hates
it's
us?
fucking magic.
Oh, so they are witch wolves. All right.
Yeah. That's basically.
That is a way better name than the one they have.
Okay. Well. So yeah. That's. I just figured we should know that. Especially, I've kind of wanted you to know, Agna, since we've been traveling together for years, and you did not know that. Cool. This is why I've been asking you so many questions about your witchness. Because you reminds me of Lena's sister. Well, obviously, has two of them. The oldest, or this is such a loose term.
By a few minutes, yeah.
Yeah. but you remind me of much like her. She also did not trust people very much. I think some of the times that I was turned into things like frogs and plants, I think that was on purpose, but I cannot prove it.
Honestly, it sounds like something I would do.
That tracks.
So, that is actually oddly enough the only reason I am able to survive the things I survive is after a while you get turned into things and had things hit you and whatnot. Was the magic that pours out of them? You just learn that you get healthy or you get dying. Still not very strong though. I wish I was. So that didn't change, but I can, I can endure a lot now. So that was a thanks. Just I cannot bring myself to use the spell to potentially find out whether or not my Lina is alive or dead. Or, I mean, if she is alive and she has moved on, then I'm just going to be. How do you start a conversation? Hi, it's me, Bernhardt. I have not seen you in 40 years because I've been up on the surface world and not been able to find you. So it's not something that you just jump into. So
Well, I mean, that sounds like you got to figure it out.
I'm
That
gonna
sounds like a really good way to do it.
I'm gonna say in Draconic, so it's just a one-on-one kind of thing, like because I'm not ready to trust people. F that. Just be like, if I had a chance to speak to
Oh no, did she freeze?
Yep.
Oh no, am I back?
Yeah, you're
Yep,
back.
you're back.
Okay, if I had a chance to speak to the person I left behind and there was a chance they were alive instead of watching them die, and if I would do it if it cost me half my life or all of it just to reach out. And if we'd been able to even potentially create a family, Bernie, I would take the chance. You need to let her know if you're alive.
yeah, see, I thought that is I've been. But if she is dead or if she has moved on, then that would be worse than what I feel now. So
I don't think.
as long as I don't know, then she's alive or she is still thinking about me, and so is our child. So it's better to think that they are than know that they are. Is it
What
not?
will you do when you get back?
Well, then I will have, no choice but to face it, and then it'll be a lot easier, I think, because I can maybe see them.
What if
And
Lita's magic can help you get back? What if y'all just have to work together?
Lina, but I
Lina,
understand.
that's right.
Using names, I understand. The parents were funny. I mean, they were witches after all. So it's a family line. And they apparently there's some magic with trees. It's a good omen or something. I don't know. I don't understand the culture. Yeah, no, I get that. That is why I said that I am not brave. I am a coward.
A voice above you goes, "Wow, this conversation's like really sad."
Chad, not now.
Oh,
Yeah, in Northman, it's like, God, Tiad, do you have drinks or what?
oh, I forgot. I just ordered mine.
Wow.
I can get you some.
Does everything here talk? Like I've seen wolves now. Is it whatever that is? So all the animals talk?
Bruh, I'm an alehouse drake.
I do not know what that is. I'm not from here. Oh, long shot. But I was wondering, have you? Do you know where the Dark is? Maybe gnomes like myself, or even the city of Kandimanspiel?
I don't know about no city, but I know you can get underground.
I mean, so you can just go looking for caves.
No, I mean like round.
What?
Like underground, like deep.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Like my second cousin's roommate was like a cave dragon. So they go like deep underground, man. He knew this one like shadow dragon, you know what I mean? And they live
No,
like
but please continue.
really deep.
Okay. So a cave gnome, cave dragon.
Yeah.
Knows another dragon made out of shadows. Which is it a dragon or is it shadow?
Well, it's actually a drake. It's like a shadow drake. You know what I mean? Like me, but like.
Okay.
And also shadow, and not like
bigger,
hella crunk.
Like a wolf, or like
no,
bigger
like,
as in a house?
Like he like sends his arms and his wings like really big, but not like as big as like a dragon.
Okay. All right. Well, perhaps when there's not a war coming, I shall take you up on this and maybe have me meet your second cousin's roommate. Is that what you
Oh
said?
no, he's dead. But I know where he was talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe when the war is over, assuming I'm still alive, we could maybe see if this is actually. I do not mean any disrespect, Tiad, as they call you, but I have a funny feeling you're just talking about a cave in the ground that just goes down 20, 30 feet. That's deep, but not as deep as I need it to be.
Bro, I'm like insulted that you would think that I'm like making shit up. But
Oh no, I'm not. I think you are thinking of an actual cave on the ground. I just don't think it's as deep as you say.
All right, man.
It's like this. But I'm after the war. It's always been 43 years now. What's another year or two?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I get how like the rest of them say you aren't a coward because I'm like, bro, there's like a cave, and you're like, oh, I'll wait till after the entire army of Endfrost comes and fights me, then I'll go. Real cowardly.
No, it's just not. I don't want to fight them. It's just, I mean, I have a better chance of surviving if they are with me. So if they survive the wars, and I can bring them with. So it's more so thinking about myself first. Trust me, if I could go now and not do the war, that would be very awesome. Then
okay, well, don't call me on my bluff because like, I'm still working like a 60-day buzz here. So
okay, that's impressive.
Oh, well, it's not like a record.
No, I'm just saying it's still impressive. I mean, who else has been drunk for 60 days? Oh, so me buzzed. It does not mean drunk. I guess
Right,
you could be doing drugs.
Yeah, like my dad, right? He was buzzed for like 120 years straight.
That's as old as I am.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't really want to get involved in this conversation because it's like really boring. So, gonna bounce.
Okay. No, I think this is. I mean, all I want to get off my chest. I figured if I was going to die, at least someone should know. Hey.
Yeah.
No.
All right, man. I'll got your secret right here, bro. Oh, you meant them. All right, guys. I'll deuces.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Next Wednesday we're still down for, right?
Yeah, man. Totally.
All right. Cool. All right.
And if anyone notices, and if anyone's paying attention, he doesn't actually fly off. He just.
I don't even know where to go with these revelations. Like my entire view is just crashed down upon me this session. Like
You wanted to know what the first beautiful thing or the number one beautiful thing that he ever saw was? Now you know.
What?
The most
Yeah.
beautiful thing I ever saw.
Yeah, it was his betrothed, Lina.
Yeah.
That's a good line for you to use, Jakin.
What?
Most beautiful thing. On your wife.
You could tell her like, oh man, that's the second most.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't with any of this.
So yeah, Kuru, if you still okay with trying to make me a vitch, or at least trying to see if I can be a vitch, that'd just
Yeah,
be very
can,
awesome.
I mean, you can hang around if you're dexterous enough to do some work.
Yeah, I'm not strong, but I am very nimble and small, so I get into places others can.
Yeah, I'm gonna take advantage of that for sure.
I am not very sneaky, so as we found out earlier today, my sneakiness is kind of making my common practice in Candy Spiel in the Underdark is, especially for my kind, is we make ourselves look like rocks, and since things don't see us because we look like rocks. So if you never
Doesn't make
someone that
sense
can
if
look,
there's places where there aren't rocks that you'd have to cover yourself with snow and then like look like a rock, and then because you were a rock covered in snow, they'd be like, "Oh, it's a rock in the forest." Weird, but okay. But
I'll
okay,
allow it.
listen, I have only had 40 years of dealing with the snow thing, so it's still getting worked out.
yeah, only 40 years. How old is he?
Well, I mean, at that rate, like Bernhardt's been. You said 43 years.
Yep.
He's been here just slightly longer.
You cut out.
Just slightly longer than Agnar has been alive.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole, I was walking around, kind of looking at stuff. And then I heard about this guy that healed his hands. And I was like, oh, hey, that's me. It has only been like 20 years since I've been here than this.
Yeah. Well, it's been a while. It's a big place.
Gnomes. That's fair.
And you need you need money to travel, so you'd have to stay in places, work. He really's not good at doing anything. So he's a miner.
Wait, are you saying minor or minor?
Like miner as in the profession, and he's not good at it, nor has he ever made money off of it. Has the equipment to do it, but I mean, I could buy like the equipment to fix computers and not be a computer technician or repair. I mean,
So you're saying minors, not minors?
Yes. E, not O.
You obviously don't get the reference. That's okay. Do you get the reference?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
No, I'm asking Vegas because he's shaking his head.
So clearly, I'm the only one allowed to do minors. Or not minors, references around here.
Clearly, it's Galaxy Quest, one of the greatest comedies ever made. But that's all right.
They mentioned miners in Galaxy Quest?
Yeah. And then there's some confusion if they're talking about minors or minors.
Oh, yeah, that's
Could they be the minors? Sure, they're like 3 years old. Minors, not minors. You lost me.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. No, I just haven't seen that movie in a long time.
My brother and I watched that until we memorized it, so it's all right here. All right. So, if that's all, we're gonna time skip ahead. Alkulu's frozen.
And again, not very flattering.
That's not her worst one tonight.
No, of course. But it looks like that blueberry is really good.
I mean, what blueberry isn't?
Right? Have you ever had a bad blueberry? Oh, she's back.
Oh, she's back.
I'm back. Yeah, y'all froze right before Vegas started explaining
the joke. That's all right.
the joke. Yeah. So I was like, oh.
Oof. It's not happening tonight.
Hey, technical difficulties. It's part of the stream.
Although that time, that's a good one. That's a snapshot.
Oh,
right
yeah.
there. Yeah.
That's a very nice shot.
I would like to continue the story now. But I want everybody.
We have just barreled through all of your plans tonight, haven't we?
Oh, yeah, that's a good thing.
Okay, you say because this
is preferable.
Yeah, this is.
It's also giving me like the last. It's slotting in the last puzzle piece that I needed to actually continue. So that's good.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
I don't know if she's coming back. Oh, she's
back.
back.
There you go.
I had to switch to a different connection, but it's fine.
Okay. So hypothetically, we're good.
Hypothetically, we're good.
All right. So the evening of the 6th day. Agnar.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the morning of the 6th day. A messenger is sent out to find Hakan, a rather unconventional messenger because it's not a bearer folk.
Would you say it? Oh, okay, I thought you were gonna say a fucking owl with a goddamn even mouth.
Not a bearer
no,
folk.
Hakan was just like done with it. I'm just no.
It is neither fiel folk or bearer folk.
Okay.
It is instead a creature you've seen before. Called a Far Darrig.
Oh.
And this creature says that your presence is requested at the Iron Hall this evening.
Me.
You specifically, yes.
From a Far Darrig that I don't know where he came from.
Correct. And before you can RSVP, he's gone again. So that evening, a Huskarl rushes to the castle, finds Agnar and company, and says, "My lord, there is a guest party in the Iron Hall."
I mean, sure.
No, I mean, some very strange visitors have arrived.
Like a party of people.
And where did they come from?
They seem to have just appeared in the Iron Hall, and they've asked for you, Master Bernhardt, and Lady Arkulu by name.
I mean, sure. If they know who we are, then it's obvious.
Then it's obvious what?
It's obviously someone we've run into friendly, non-violent relations with. So, yeah. Nothing about this seems odd in the slightest.
Okay, so are you gonna head there?
100%.
All right. You arrive just in time to see Hakan arriving from his camp.
Hakan is gonna say in his very blunt and direct manner, is gonna say the same kind of dwarf thing that we met in the towers during the. One of them came and invited me here. Is that from you guys?
No, we were told that someone was here and they magically appeared and they asked for us by name. So, as I explained to the messenger, clearly nothing is amiss about this whatsoever. There is no reason to be suspicious. Everything is going to be fine.
Well, if you say so, and Hakan just walks in.
And
all right,
I
you
follow.
guys enter, and pacing nervously at the entrance is Ragna, the proprietor of the establishment. And when she sees you, she's bug-eyed, and she gestures you in. And beyond her, you can see what awaits you. Standing on the railing of the catwalk on the second level is this strange kind of hunched creature that looks like a humanoid with really long arms and a vulture face, the head of a vulture, wearing rags. He's just kind of cropped there. Gathered around a table.
It's clearly a vulture face?
Yeah.
Or a mask?
No, yeah, that's his head.
Okay, it's weird.
Continue. Yeah. And then gathered around the table are 3 Fardarigs, a pair of stout green creatures with they also have elongated arms that are incredibly thick with muscle, and a single other entity that stands quite proud and tall, wearing fine clothing that's adorned with jewelry and carries a long, curved, and thin blade sheathed at its side. And it appears to be a humanoid crow. And it is standing next to a large 9-foot tall, quite wide thing underneath a tarp, basically.
Now hold on a minute. I was led to believe that these are people that we have had dealings with before and we would be familiar with because they knew us by name. I was misled. I was brought here under false pretenses. However, I am a gracious host. I mean, welcome.
Ragnar is like, okay, so these people just appeared with that thing. I don't know what it is. Cleared out all my guests for the night and demanded to speak to you.
Now wait, demanded or asked sternly?
Probably the latter. I don't know. It's been a weird night.
Okay, fair enough. Ragna, I appreciate you. Ragna Hild.
Yes, Ragna Hild. Thank you.
Ragna
is the other one. Yeah.
Right, I was looking at the map as I said that.
No, I said Ragna because I got confused. Ragna Hild, yes. Ragna is a priestess. Ragna Hild is the proprietor of the Iron Hall.
Yeah, not confusing in the least.
Well, I named one of them and someone else named the other one. I was first.
I appreciate you. I mean, apparently the hall has been booked for a diplomatic event this evening. Make sure you talk to my niece about your standard fee for this. And
oh yeah, sure. Okay, I'm gonna make myself unseen. Even Tiad is hiding, so.
And I mean, at this point, just kind of, I'm gonna Star Trek it up and boldly go.
Okay. You guys approach the party. The Fardarig are like picking at themselves with their small blades, making conversation in Sylvan. They don't even look up to acknowledge you. However, the crow creature turns to you full breast and kind of gives a curt little bow. And then it speaks in a kind of quasi-feminine, kind of squawking voice, and says, "My master has something for you."
That's awfully kind of your master. Who should I make to?
My master is, and she grabs the tarp, the Lady of Mirrors, and he pulls it down, and it appears to be a block of obsidian hewn perfectly flat on the side facing you, and it is polished to a reflective shine.
Awesome. To what do we owe the honor?
She implores you to look into the mirror. It shows past, present, future, or matters of the heart.
Fate, your master is this piece of stone?
No.
Okay, I'm very confused.
All right, so your master wants us to have this mirror and look in it.
Yes.
Oh.
Why?
Yeah, that's a very valid.
Oh, I should have said Vi, but
She seeks to assess the slayers of the Bear King, and has learned that you seek allies among the Fae.
Yeah, we kind of do.
It gestures to the mirror.
Oh God. As a player, I regret all of what I'm about to do. As a character, it's just, I mean, okay, cool. Just like stride on up to it and look at it.
I would like to back away slowly towards the door.
Okay. Agnar, you approach the obsidian mirror, and the crow creature steps out of your way graciously. And for a moment, you look at it, and you can vaguely see yourself in it. It is a block of obsidian. And just when you're about to say something, suddenly your whole world kind of disappears. And you're back in Modisbond.
Oh. How much did we have to drink after looking?
No, just you.
Oh, right.
Yeah, okay.
How much did we have to... Oh, well, oh shit, okay.
You're standing in front of basically the Lord's domicile. And the door opens, and Einar steps out. And he smiles at you, he's like, "Brother, share some mead with me."
Hell yeah! I like just the happiest Einar world, or not happiest Einar, happiest Agnar in the world. Holy shit, my brother is back. Something cool happened at the Iron Hall. Pay attention. But I will go drink some more with my brother that I thought was dead.
Okay. So you
100%.
You come into the hall, and you hear a sound you have not heard in a long time. Is the sound of a playing baby. And little baby Fenrir runs past your legs, being chased by his mother.
Does he look like he's in trouble, or does he look like they're playing?
They're playing.
They're playing? Okay, then I will totally just kind of block her a little bit.
And then she says, "Agnar, don't let him get to the silverware. Get out of my way."
Wait, stay away from the knives this time, you little shit.
He runs by with the knife.
That's it. That's my boy.
What do you have? A knife! No!
So Einar is coming up to the table, and he looks up and he says, "Ylva, dearest, 2 mugs for me and your uncle." And a slightly older Ylva, kind of like maybe 4 years old, walks over to the cupboard and grabs some mugs.
Damn you all. Damn all of you. My heart this session.
And he grabs some mead and he pours it in the mugs. He's like, "Sit down and tell me about your run-in with Oddmund." You start to recall that this is you're reliving a memory of obviously a time some time ago where your brother was just recently made Jarl after your father's passing, as maybe 2 or 3 months after that. And he sent you to meet with Oddmund, who had also just recently become Jarl, in order to solidify the new Jarl's relationship. And also, because of the birth of his girl, his latest child, he was unable to be there for Oddmund's father's funeral. So he sent you instead. And yeah, so you sit down. However, it's been 18 years, so you actually don't really remember what happened.
I mean, the best I can say is I remember Oddman being a little bit on the dickish side, but he's got the best of his people in mind. He's got his hands full with that son of his, but he's gonna be he's a tough one.
We'll have the grain for the winter.
I think so.
Good, because this winter, signs say that it's going to be a harsh one.
Oh, I'm sure we'll face harsher.
And he looks up at you and he smiles. And he says, "My sword looks good on you." And then there's a loud boom, like a synthetic almost kind of booming sound, and everyone in the building vanishes, and it's nighttime, and the lights of the two moons are shining through the windows, and you're alone. And you hear the door kind of creak open.
Swords out, turn around. Agnar doesn't like this anymore. Swing around to the opening door, sword out.
Okay.
Eyeballing it.
It's the door just creaks open. There's moonlight spilling through, and nothing else happens.
I'm gonna grab my shield, strap that on as well, and head slowly, carefully.
All right. You pull open the door slowly and carefully, and standing 5 feet from the door is what appears to be a staff planted into the ground. And there's an animal skull mounted at the top of the staff.
What kind of animal skull?
Good question. It's
An animal you've never seen before.
no. Didn't have this document open because I was gonna. I think it's a wolf. Wolf skull.
That's a big skull.
This is player to DM question. Actually, more player to new guy question.
Yeah.
With Ingvar.
Yeah.
Wolf was bad, bear was good, right?
The signs were a little bit more vague than that, but for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this is a staff adorned with the skull of a wolf. I got it right.
Okay. I tense up and approach it even more cautiously, like eyes ever.
Okay. Spilling out of the nose of the skull is this kind of frosty mist. You instinctively kind of raise your shield, and you notice that there are something sticking out from the tops of your shield that aren't normally there. And you look at it, and affixed to your shield is a reindeer skull.
All right. Agnar, he's. I'm gonna center. I'm gonna focus. A couple of deep breaths. I'm gonna throw out some divine sense and see if anything is pinging as immediate threat.
In the darkness of the night, as the fog of an early morning has kind of clung all about the castle, you sense the presence of a celestial being in the fog approaching you.
I go in that direction.
No sooner than you take a step does it emerge from the mist. It is a tall man with a snow-frosted beard, wearing a bear's fur over his shoulders.
I drop to a knee.
It walks up and it picks up the staff and then slams it on the ground.
Okay. He's allowed to do what he wants. Do I... Vegas doesn't recognize from the
Make a religion
description
check.
on top of... that's crap. That is that's a 17.
Why didn't it... What the...
What the what?
Okay. Sorry, my Firefox freaked the fuck out. Okay. 17, you recognize this visage. This is the description, the prevailing description of the god Kuldur the Herald.
I mean, it's. I'm still down on a knee, head bowed slightly, while also like looking up at him.
He starts to speak, and when he does, you hear him in the voice of your father, Runar. And he says, I am the god of the better folk. And you, he gestures with his hand, have my shield. And then you feel your consciousness pulling out of the obsidian and back into your own body, and you're back in the you're back where you belong, where your body has been this whole time, standing in the iron hall. There's like a wave of inertia washing over you as you almost buckle, but yeah, other than that, you're back.
All right. That was kind of fucking cool.
Next, the bird says.
Bernhardt, you got to try this. This is legit.
No, I'm not thinking that I shall do that. No, don't.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, cool. That's best for last. I got you, buddy. Akulu, you want in on this or
what? You just stared at a rock for like 10 solid minutes. What?
It was.
Actually, for y'all, it was maybe a minute. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You just stared at a rock for. What do you mean? Get ahead of this. Stare at a rock? I can see it from here.
No. Like it doesn't. It's like Creeper. It comes up on you when you least it. No, you can trust. Girl, get up here.
What?
You got to do this.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up, but I think this rock is BS.
All right. You stare into the rock.
Oh no.
And then suddenly...
I love Dwayne.
Suddenly, you're taken somewhere else. Damn it. You stare deeply into his, half Samoan eyes. Yeah, anyway. You are suddenly in the the ruler's chair in the hall of Modusbond. And the hall is redecorated, much to your liking. And a Huskarl approaches you and bends down to one knee and bows and says, Jarl Aakulu, we were unable to break the blockade.
What? Why not? Why not? Let's try that again.
Despite your magics, the Naaman fleet is too great.
Well, I'm not out there physically casting the magic. Well, physically casting the magic sounds funny, but that's because we're fighting them on water. Where's would know it? Are they down for a duel? No. What do you suggest is our next course of action?
He looks up at you, deeply confused. I'm just a humble servant, my lady.
Damn. Okay. Well, call my council together.
You, the last of your advisors, you got rid of when he failed to capture Agnar.
Well, that was his own fault. The next after them would have to be part of the council now. You know how lineage works. Bring the next one behind in the line. You know, not literal, not like a child, but
very well. He kind of gets up and he leaves.
I'm gonna like really hurriedly rush over to like the war room. Like shit.
Well, I mean, the hall is just one room. That is the
like
room.
So
you're
but
right
we have
there.
like the table. But I'm gonna see if I've got a map set up over there.
All right. After a moment, the side door to the hall opens, and a battle-scarred Alva kind of trots in, and she looks at you kind of disdainfully and says, You called?
The blockade was... God, is that what he said? The blockade? Yeah. The blockade failed to yield. We need to come up with a second plan of attack.
Well, we don't have any ships.
Yeah, well, I know. I know that. But I thought maybe we could lure them out or something. Come over and look at the map and think of ideas.
She comes over to it and she's like, well, and there's a lot of wooden figurines of massive ships with maroon sails all along the bay of Suderhofen. You really have yourself to blame. If you hadn't tried to kill the king, we would be able to call for aid, but we're completely isolated. We have Oddman's forces blockading the forest, and the Naaman Empire blockading the bay. Our only hope is to goad them into attacking, and hope we can best them.
You know,
Oh, she froze.
but and Amon and the Naemans aren't friends.
As you say that, you hear a twang, and suddenly a small crossbow bolt pierces right into Alva's neck. And she has this look on her face like, that was unexpected, before she falls over dead. Several figures jump from the second level and land on the tables around you. Some of them are human, some of them are dragonborn, and one of them casts off his cowl, and you recognize him as a gray-scaled dragonborn. And as Raylath cocks back his hand crossbow, he says, the Emperor sends his regards. And then he levels the hand crossbow at your head, and you pull back to reality. I don't know if you can hear me because you look like you're frozen.
Uh-oh.
If we need to do it again, I'll do the voice for it.
All right.
Maybe coming back from the dead changed his voice. You don't know.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I don't know if he was dead.
But he was
He
dead.
has to be dead. Yeah, he has to be dead.
He was legit dead.
Or is that what you want us to believe?
Well, I would bring her up to speed in the post game, because that was going to be the last thing we did before I ended the session.
No, my curiosity is going to kill me, and then we're not going to play.
So Bernhardt and Hakan, if you guys wish to look in the mirror, that will be the first thing we do next week. And so, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I don't think we talked about it, but either one of you shout-outs?
Sure.
Okay. And if either one of you want to do a shout-out, oh, she just dropped. Just type it in Roll20 and I'll see it. And oh, wait, she's back. Okay, I don't know if you missed the part there, but we're wrapping up. I'll tell you once we're wrapped. I'll catch you back up.
Yeah, that's fine.
So let's go ahead and start with the DM Daddy. Shout out. Here we go.
God damn all of you. My poor little heart this session. This is one of my favorite sessions with this crew ever. So do yourself a favor and absolutely follow on Twitter. And do we have anything else for the group? It's just the Twitter. It's just the Twitter.
The group just has the Twitter.
Yep. And that is at, is it dire _ roll? I can never remember. You're killing me.
Let me double check. I have to double check.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, you can also.
It's just dire roll.
Yeah, at dire roll on Twitter. You can follow me, DM Daddy YT, as in YouTube. If any of y'all have been paying attention to what's been going on YouTube, you'll understand why I've been hesitant to pull the trigger on putting content up at the moment. We're trying to see how all this COPPA bullshit pans out. And now there are new terms and conditions. And because we're on Twitch and Mixer right now, I can call it bullshit and not worry about getting demonetized and fined. Yeah, but follow me at the DM Daddy YT. Because starting this week, I'm going to be back to streaming on my channels. That's twitch.tv/JohnnyVegasPlays and mixer.com/DMDaddy. We're going to be doing some just generic video game stuff, but also at least once a week, I'll be doing some Dungeons and Dragons content, painting minis, putting together maps for the campaign that I'm running with my middle daughter Squishy, which still, that podcast is in the works. again, holding off on things because of trying to find out where legal stuff falls. But yeah, we'll be doing some D&D content. And then hopefully some more projects and podcast things coming up in the ish future as well. Announcements will be made when that information is available. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and love you all. We all hate Jakin, et cetera, et cetera.
All right. Back to the hated Jakin.
Yep.
And company.
Fuck that guy.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. It was a great session, and I hope we have another great session next week. You'll be back, and we hope to see you then. Everybody have a good night and farewell.